Don't blame us for any side effects.
You thrilled our fans throughout the postseason with a great performance.
Gwynn and Chris are ready to go.
1-2. And that's hit deep to left, and it's going to blow the roof right off. Grand slam, Tatis.
And that is how we are going to start this show, Mr. Sam Levitt. This is Gwynn and Chris.
Hey.
I'm Matt Skraby. That is Sam Levitt. That was a Fernando Tatis Jr. Grand Slam at the World Baseball Classic earlier today. We have plenty to talk about today. Sam is out in Peoria at the Padres game right now. He's going to be relieved of his duties as soon as Chris sits in his chair, which is supposed to be around 3:30 or 4. He is on the plane. I know this for fact. Unfortunately, the Aztec women did not move on in the Mountain West tournament, and they lost to Air Force. So we'll get into all of that when Chris gets here, and they're likely not going to make the tournament. But lots of baseball stuff happening over the weekend. Sam, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Greetings from the Peoria Sports Complex, where the Padres are taking on the Rangers. Randy Vasquez getting ready to begin the fourth inning, and the Padres trailing 2-0 right now here in Peoria.
Season is over if they lose this game, Sam. Now, we got a couple things quickly to get into first, which is we're going to hear from you and Nick Castellanos at 2:40. Did a small thing with him I thought was pretty interesting. But Nick Pivetta moved his start back. There's a video of him working with Ruben. I'm getting messages very concerned. How is Nick Pivetta? Are we looking at an injury? What's going on there? I know people are concerned.
Before I get into Nick Pivetta, you're just like diving right in. I thought we'd kind of ease in here, maybe talk about our weekends. Like
I didn't do anything over the weekend.
You're all over me about Pivetta. I mean,
you're right.
Well, no. Well, let's dive right in. I mean, I was ready to like have some fun here.
Oh man!
Now you're getting into videos I'm posting.
The guy who was giving me the mean mug on the screen before about 3 seconds before we came on is calling me out.
I was kind of in a bad mood and complaining.
I mean, it's okay. You were out there 24/7 working.
But I was in a really good mood earlier. I was jolly.
you were Molly jolly.
All right, let's talk about Pivetta. Yes, the Padres pushed him back. This was a few days ago. He wanted to work on some things. It sounds like a little bit of arm fatigue as well. But from what I've been told, he should be on turn for his next start and available for whatever. I have to look at what day that exactly would be, so don't quote me on what day it is this week, but whatever that next turn is, after he was skipped, he should be back on that day, from what I understand. And he was out there today throwing and indeed working on things with Ruben Niebla. So the Padres said right away that it was no big deal, nothing major, and it does appear that way, both based on what sounds like his upcoming schedule and also the fact that he was back on the mound today and throwing and working with Ruben. So I do indeed believe that there is nothing going on with Nick Pivetta, and you should see him out there again later this week.
Okay, you're right, Sam. I jumped in way too quick, and I think I need to dive into what has turned your day into a sour note. And I think have you been playing enough pickleball lately?
I've played none. I haven't played
See,
any
there
since
we go. You haven't played any pickleball, which is like a stress relief.
I didn't play very much this off season, to be honest with you.
What happened? I thought you were like the pickleball champion.
I was, but I pulled my hamstring playing softball, and then I was kind of all over the place, so that took me out for a little bit. But yeah. So
what are you doing then in Arizona on the weekends? Because I remember last year were doing that.
Now we can't.
No, we're going to your daily routine.
Now we're easing things in. What else do you want to know about Peoria baseball wise?
I just want to know about what you do on a daily basis in Peoria.
You see, I talked to Alex Verdugo. You were asking about that the other day.
I did not see you actually talk to him.
Maybe we should play some of that later. How about that?
How was that?
Good.
Okay, I don't know why you're so adversarial today, but you kind of are adversarial. We got spicy Sammy today on a Monday. Jocelyn says it's because you miss her. She was out there in Arizona.
Yeah, Jocelyn was out here, and nice to see Jocelyn. She's coming back from what I remember, so we'll see Jocelyn again. But yeah, good to see Jocelyn and some of the Skrabinators in Peoria.
Oh,
You know?
interesting. That's awesome. I need to check in with the Skrabinators because we were talking about this last week.
Did you even mention the highlight you played at the top of what that actually was?
Yeah, I said Fernando Tatis Jr. Grand Slam.
Oh, okay.
We were actually talking about this last week. Now, the Skrabinator game is a very popular thing, but I don't know if I can pull off two Skrabinator games, so I'm going to try one.
What if I have a Levitator game up against your Skrabinator game?
That's where I was going with
What if
this.
I rent my own
against
suite?
it?
Yeah, what if I rent my own suite at the ballpark, and when you do your Skrabinator night, I have also a competing Levitator night, and we'll see who does better. We'll see who gets more signups.
I know for a fact it will be you. It would definitely be you. You're the fan favorite of everyone here.
What if I crash your Skrabinator night and then tell everybody to wear Levitator t-shirts to your Skrabinator night?
If you do that, I am throwing you out of the suite. None of you in there, Sam. But I think, Sam, you should think about a Levitator night. I think it's a decent idea. You could maybe do a pregame show there, something like that.
We'll see.
All right, man. It's only
what else you got?
7 minutes in the show, and I feel like I've been here for 4 hours.
What other Padres stuff you got?
I got some Jason Adam recovery.
Jason Adam. He was doing some PFPs.
Whoa.
Now you're playing highlights. My goodness.
The same one over and over.
PFPs. He was doing PFPs. Yesterday, sounds like he will, in pretty short order, get into a Cactus League game. Now, is that going to mean within the course of 2 weeks he's going to be ready for opening day? I don't know. To me, that's still a little bit unclear. But he is out there continuing to progress and do the things he needs to do to possibly push his way towards opening day. So we'll see. That's the latest on Jason Adam. I will give you a name that continues to pitch really well, and I think very well could be in the mix for a bullpen spot, and that would be Logan Gillespie. He's been really, really good. He was really good over the weekend. He's somebody who can certainly give them multiple innings out of the bullpen. So, if you're in a situation where Adam and or Matsui is not on the opening day roster because they're still working their way back from injury, then I would put Logan Gillespie as a real candidate to be on this team. And hey, he might get that final bullpen spot. He's also out of options. So as is Ron Marinaccio, so that's another guy to keep in mind, I think. But when you do compare like somebody like a Marinaccio or a Gillespie to, let's say, more of like a young up and coming flamethrower like a Bradley Rodriguez, the difference there is you can put Bradley in the minors. I mean, and he can join you at some point during the year. So it's going to be interesting. Those two names, Marinaccio and Gillespie, really interesting. And Gillespie's been really, really good. I could very well see him making this team.
Yeah, we're going to play it a little bit later, but you had Craig Stammen talking about yesterday, and he was talking about how he's putting some pressure on them to make a decision. But excuse me, also with Craig Stammen this morning, he spoke to you and the other media members, and he was asked about Nick Castellanos at first base, and here's what he said.
He's getting better. Every time he's out there, it's a learning experience, and instead of going after those two balls that were to the second baseman yesterday, he retreated back to first base and caught it like a first baseman. I think it's like something that people should just know, but he's been an outfielder for most of his career. It's if the ball's hit, go get it. And first base, it's a little bit different position or different, mindset, when you got the lefty up and you got the second baseman playing over. So working through those little details.
You were pretty open when you first arrived at it. It might work, it might not work at first base. What's your overall assessment just a few weeks
with Castellanos? Yeah, so far I think it's working really well. He's a big target over there, big boy, and he's a good athlete, moves really well. I think it's definitely something we're going to continue to go forward with.
He was working in the outfield early, but he hasn't played there. Is that because he's played there for a long time? Or is outfield out for him?
Yeah, according to him, he said I can play outfield whenever you need me to play outfield, and so I think we got to get him up to speed at first base. That's number one priority. He'll be playing some outfield as we go forward.
All right, that was Craig Stammen earlier today. I may have some Sam Levitt technical issues right here, so that's okay. We're about to head to break, but Nick Castellanos I think we're going to see more first base than maybe I thought at the beginning of spring training. I think that Nick Castellanos, the writing is on the wall for Nick Castellanos, and the writing is, hey, they're going to be playing him at first base at some point this year. And I said earlier, like, hey, I don't really think that I want to have Nick Castellanos maybe learn the first base position while he's playing first base, but I think that's what he's going to have to do. I also don't know if they want him in the outfield. I'm not sure if they want him in the outfield. So Nick Castellanos is, in my opinion, and you're going to hear this at 240, he's going to make this opening day roster, but he is still in the mindset, which, who knows if he's actually in this mindset, but he did say, hey, I still need to make this team. I'm not 100% on this team yet. And so Sam was very good about, talking with him. Is everything okay, Sam? What just happened?
No, it's been just a terrible day with this equipment. I'm not going to lie.
Oh.
Today, well, before I get to what happened earlier today, I don't know why. I don't know. The connection went out, and I had to go and unplug and plug the internet back in, so that worked.
Oh,
thankfully.
Wow. You're at a stadium and you have to go do what I do at home to reset things.
No, the problem is in this booth I'm in, the Ethernet wasn't working, so I actually have it in the booth to my right.
Okay.
And it is working. I don't know why it went out. Who knows? But it's the second issue I've had today because I went to set up for Ben and Woods this morning, and I usually use my hotspot. We're getting very technical with the equipment.
No.
Right,
I heard there was something that happened, but I didn't hear exactly what happened.
Yeah. So I was using my hotspot, and I was very late setting up for Ben and Woods. Not late. I mean, I was going to be on time, but usually I set up the equipment beforehand. But today, I at 55, I'm going on at 9 a.m. So at 8:55, I go to set up my equipment, and the hotspot is very low on battery, but I charged it last night. I guess it didn't charge. Don't ask me.
Been there.
So I'm looking around. I'm like, okay, where can I plug in the hotspot? So I'm like 5 minutes late to them. Then I got disconnected. Then I got reconnected. So it's been a total mess today.
Oh, I completely understand your frustration then, because that would really anger me too.
So you played Craig Stamina, Nick Castellanos there, and then you said what?
And then I said, I have a feeling we're going to see a lot more Nick Castellanos at first base than I thought when we started spring training, because he's been getting a lot of work there and he looks decent enough to play some first base. I'm not necessarily comfortable with him learning how to play first base while he's playing first base at this stage in his career, because I feel like first base is a difficult position to learn.
It is. Look, I think with Nick, and we'll hear about it if you play that a little bit later from him, directly, I think it's gone well. I mean, I'm not saying he's an expert at first base yet, but I think to this point it's gone well. I think he's doing a nice job. I think all things considered, he's got a lot of action over there in the games, all different types of balls. I think Craig may have mentioned it in that clip. One of the harder things that he's had to deal with are balls hit to his right, because he's so accustomed to, see the ball and go get it.
Yeah, breaking in.
It's not like that at first base. When it gets hit to your right, you have to have enough awareness and be able to very quickly calculate whether that should be a ball you go after or you retreat to first base and let the second baseman take care of it. And positioning on balls hit into the outfield, there are so many intricacies to playing first base. And I'll be honest, what's been hit to him has been good. I mean, I think he's done a nice job. The sense I get from watching him and how the Padres feel about him playing first base is that he's going to be able to handle it. As far as playing the outfield, look, if you need him to do that, obviously he can play the corners, right field in particular. He's played a ton of outfield. Again, I don't think the Padres are looking for him to be out there. And if everybody's healthy, it's going to be Tatis, Merrill, Laureano. If one of those guys gets a DH day or a day off, then you figure it out. But, he can certainly go out there and play. But, I think one of the really, really nice things about the way this is shaping up is that you have the potential to have a real, very straightforward power hitting platoon in Sheets and Castellanos at first base. Very simple. Righties pitching.
Yep.
Righties
Sheets.
pitching. Sheets. against the lefty, Castellanos. Doesn't mean that Nick's not going to be in the lineup or Sheets isn't going to be in the lineup. One of those guys can certainly DH as well. And it may also come down to who's hitting and who's hot and riding the hot hand throughout the year, or at least the early part of the year. But I think at first base in particular, I think it has the potential to be very, very simple. Sheets against righties, Castellanos against lefties. And
Bada
hopefully
bing, bada boom. And Gavin Sheets hit, I believe, his first home run of spring training over the weekend, a 3-run shot.
He did. And I'll also say Castellanos has looked good at the plate.
Yep.
He's done a nice job. I mean, he's hit for some power, for some extra bases. So I've been very, very pleased and quite frankly impressed by Castellanos, his demeanor, his attitude, when he's, talked to me and others and the way he's really worked to learn first base. And I really, again, not that there's not going to be some shaky moments over there. I'm sure there will be, and he's acknowledged that. But I think he's going to be able to handle it. I do. Okay. I really do, watching him. So, yeah.
All right. When we get back, I'm going to tell Sam about why, the boss move that he made last week on one of his videos. I'm going to tell him what
did I do?
You did something that is a pro move that only pros can do.
You'll have to tell me.
So I'll tell you on the other side. We'll also talk about Fernando Tatis and something that he's been doing at the World Baseball Classic. We'll talk more about
that. So many people are doing so many things. The listeners are on the edge of their seat wondering what you're going to bring up.
Of their seat. Are you considering GLP? There's a smile on Sam's face over there. We found it. Everybody, we found Sam's smile.
It's our conversations during the break that bring me smiles.
Everybody always asks, what do you guys
life.
talk about? Yeah.
We talk about life.
Yeah, we do.
Love,
frustrations.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard out here. It's hard.
It's hard in these streets. Now, someone earlier said on the chat that maybe you were in a bad mood because your swiping wasn't doing too well lately. So maybe that's why you were in an upset mood today.
I have no comment.
No comment. All right, Sammy's out in Peoria, which Chris and I are going to be heading out there next Wednesday night, and we'll be there Thursday and Friday, and then coming home Friday. Nothing like a quick trip to Peoria, Arizona. But here's my thing that I think Sam does so well, and because there's a guy.
Andrew McCutcheon's sitting right now, just so you know.
Oh, okay.
Wearing number 4. Wow, that's weird to see him in a
that is
Texas Ranger blue jersey wearing number 4.
Well, he's only been a Philly and a Pirate?
Yes. I think he's only played for the Phillies other than the Pirates.
Yeah. I thought the Padres were going to actually maybe take a look at him. Maybe they did, but I don't remember what he signed for. I think it was a very small amount of money, but the Padres also have a lot of things going on.
McCutcheon, I think he's on a minor league deal.
Yeah. So anyway, what Sam does really well, because I'm a guy who has to search for audio all the time from different press conferences and media scrums. But what Sam does so well is get that clean audio. Every time I go to a Sam Levitt clip, we have a clean audio. And so last week, Joe Musgrove was doing his post game, and I noticed, did you clip your microphone to Joe Musgrove's uniform? Because I think he had like a road thing, and I don't know if you...
I know. No, that was actually the Padres who did that.
Oh, because I was going to ask you, like,
I had my mic in my hand, though.
Yeah, no, I was going to ask you, like, do you just ask Joe, can I clip this to your shirt?
Oh, I have. Oh, I've clipped stuff to guys' shirts before, like in sit-downs.
Gotcha. Okay.
But no. I had my normal setup, but my normal setup with the tripod in one hand, handheld. I don't know if that's a tripod it is a tripod. It actually does split into 3, so it is a tripod. But it also kind of, you can hold it, and mic in the other hand. I'm a 2-hand operation.
You are.
Phone holder in one, that's clipped into the receiver, mic in the other, bang.
See, what people don't understand also is that holding your hand up for that long to get some audio is also very
for
tough.
Sure. If you get the wrong angle and you're in a scrum and
you're propping your arm up with your other arm.
Yes.
It's pretty brutal. But Sam always has clean audio, so I wanted to give him congratulate him on that. Let's talk about this real quick, because Fernando, he's had a pretty good World Baseball Classic. Now, as I proved last week, it does not mean that he's going to have a great regular season start, but he's walked 5 times so far in the WBC. That's also because of the pitching that they're facing. But if we want him to hit cleanup, does that mean we want him to walk less?
Ooh, McCutcheon hits one into the corner. It's going to be extra bases for Kutch, by the way.
Good for him.
Runner around third. Here comes the relay. No throw home. Runner scores standing up. The Rangers have a 3-0 lead in the 5th inning. Sorry, it's very difficult while I'm sitting here. The ball game's going on.
I appreciate it.
It is 3-0 Rangers, though, in the 5th inning. Your question was,
if he's going to clean up, do we want him to walk less? We want him swinging at pitches rather than watching pitches. Now, of course, you have to let the balls be balls.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough question. Look, I don't mind Fernando being more the kind of hitter approach-wise that he was last year, which was a hitter that had a higher on-base percentage than ever and walked more than ever. I don't mind that. Walks are good. High on base is good. I think the point of him hitting lower in the order is to give him more opportunities with runners on base and opportunities to drive in runs and be more of a run producer. But I don't mind him taking some elements of the kind of hitter he was last year and applying them to a lower spot in the order. So I think that's a tough question. I wouldn't encourage him to walk less per se, but I do think a more aggressive Fernando, again, this all comes down to, if that means he's going to drive in more runs and be more of a run producer, then quite frankly, Skraby, I don't really care what kind of hitter He is.
I agree.
You want him to be the hitter. Look, I think we all agree. When you look at Fernando's career to this point, you circle 2021 and you say, if Fernando Tatis Jr. can be close to that, that is an MVP level player. And you pair the defense and the speed and all of it. That is an MVP right there. That's an MVP candidate. Again, are there elements of what he did last year that I think can be applied? Sure, but I'm very focused on him just being more of a run producer than he was a year ago.
Absolutely. I mean, he needs to produce more runs, and he's looked insanely good here so far at World Baseball Classic. He's hitting 500. His OPS is 1.567. He's got 6 RBIs, I believe, and Manny also is having a good World Baseball Classic. 429, OPS 1.285. He is 3 for 7. He also made 2 incredible plays down the third baseline over the weekend.
Yeah.
Those even Vlad Jr. was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah, the 2 plays he made, especially the second one on Friday night, that was ridiculous. The second one.
Oh yeah, so ridiculous.
That's as good as it gets.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously that's sort of his patented play, falling into foul ground and the throw across his body. That second one was ridiculous.
It was ridiculous.
And by the way, it's the only thing. Like, I saw some tweets where people were like, "Oh, talk about doing something like he didn't need to do." Like, I was like, "Are we watching the same play? He got him by like a half step.
It's
the only way he was even going to get the guy at first base. Go watch the play. He got him by like a half step.
Yeah.
So, I mean, everything about the second one in particular was perfect. I'll also say this about the Fernando Grand Slam. It was an 0-2 pitch. It was like the worst 0-2 pitch I've ever seen in my entire life. It was
really
like
bad.
an 0-2 breaking ball that did nothing and was like inner third of the plate.
Yeah, it was on a tee for
bad.
him. It was on a tee for Fernando.
Look, these games, I think from the Dominican U.S. standpoint, get more interesting as their competition gets better. They're not facing the better teams of this tournament so far.
Yeah.
I guess U.S. is going to play Mexico tonight, so that's probably the toughest test that either the U.S. or the Dominican has had so far. But look, it's like anything. They can't control who they're playing, and you got to play some of those lesser talented teams, and both the U.S. and the Dominican have taken care of business.
We have some Team USA news that just came in from our boss, Adam Klug. Mark DeRosa, Tarek Skubal. Now, we talked about this. He was going to throw 55 pitches, and then he was going to head back to Tigers camp. And then after he started his game, he was like, you know what? I might want to stick around a little bit. I didn't really expect to feel this much of a tie to this team. But Mark DeRosa just announced that he is going to go back to Tigers camp. He said he was really struggling with it. So,
yeah, I understand that. I mean, I really, to be honest, I don't feel really any way about this stuff. Like, if I'm Tarek Skubal, I understand wanting to pitch for Team USA. I also would completely understand saying, I'm going to give you one start.
Yep. And
then I'm going to go back to my major league camp and get ready for the season. And I'm pitching on opening day. And, oh, by the way, I could make, $200 to $300 million at the end of the year. And I'm not messing with getting ready for this season.
Yeah.
Or I have an obligation to my team. I mean, again, there's no right or wrong. If you're a player that, if you're a pitcher, if Skubal said, hey, I want to make another start, I would say, fine, that's up to you. Are the Tigers going to love it? Probably not. I mean, look, I think a lot of these organizations, if you were to sit down each GM and say, hey, how do you really feel about Tarek Skubal going and pitching games not for your team?
You're like, I hate it.
They probably say, well, it's kind of what it is at this point, and it's kind of out of our control. But if you want the truth serum answer, we'd rather him just stay and get ready for the season and not risk pitching in these types of games this early. So I don't know. The way I look at it, there's no right or wrong to this. I don't view Tarek Skubal as less for saying he's going to make one start. and if he had said, I want to make another, I would have said that's fine too. Personal decision, however you want to play it. But look, I understand. I mean, it's a hard spot. I mean, this tournament is getting big enough now where it means a lot to these guys, and the environments are really, really cool and fun. And you can see, the Dominican team, like how much they're enjoying it. It's great. I think the WBC is a huge win for baseball. Oh, yeah. And I think it will only be for the betterment of the game if they can figure out how to continue building this and capitalizing on it. But the reality is it's at a time of year where, especially for pitchers, you're asking them to do something that's really out of the ordinary. So look, there's reality to it. So if he feels like the best thing for him is to go back to Tigers camp and continue to get ready for the season, I understand it. And I would have understood had he wanted to make one more start.
Yeah, I would have too, but he kept his word. He's going back to camp. All right, when we get back, Nick Castellanos.
Oh, by the way, I forgot. Apparently, in the comics, I forgot McCutcheon played for the Giants.
Yeah, I saw that too. I just realized this. Yes, he did play for the Giants for a very.
Oh, you know what?
Time.
I've like this is like out of my memory here. He was with the Phillies, right? I remember that. I do not remember him. Oh, the Yankees too. You know what? I'm sorry.
Were like, I don't remember.
You know what?
Yankees.
No, there was brief periods. I'm sorry. We were like way off on this. I wasn't thinking. No, he was the Giants for a little bit, Yankees for a little bit, Milwaukee for 134 games in 22.
Wow, I didn't realize.
And then back with the Pirates. Yeah, I apologize. You know what? I got to be better. I should have remembered that better. That he was with a couple of teams.
You know what's great about the talk show, Sam? So. We got the chat to steer us back. Now, if you were
sometimes you forget stuff.
I get it. So. I get it. Nick Castellanos talked to Sam earlier today, and we're going to play
yesterday,
that.
But
yesterday, talked to Sam earlier yesterday. We'll play that when we get back here on 97.3 The Fan.
Ben and Woods on the Fan.
and Skraby back here on 97.3 The Fan. I'm Matt Skraby. That's Sam Levitt in Peoria,
Sammy
Arizona.
Skraby and the sitcom music.
Yeah, the sitcom music. I'm
Feel like
actually
I'm
getting
on an
less.
episode of Malcolm in the Middle.
That is actually really funny. I never even thought about that until right now. I'm actually getting less notifications from YouTube that I'm stealing music from someone. So it's very nice to know that. Anyway, Sam in Peoria. Now, last week, we're going to get the Nick
right here.
Castellanos.
Oh,
was that a foul ball?
Yeah, it hits the window to my left.
That
It would have
was
hit the glass
loud.
regardless. I was going to be mad though if why. There's a lot of laughs right now.
That
I would have been mad had it hit the lower part of the window because typically I would have had the windows open and that would have come right in.
Oh,
but it hit the top. That was not going to come in anyway.
well, didn't you catch a foul ball?
Did you hear that? Did you hear
it was
thump?
loud. It was loud.
Oh, yeah.
It was loud. We're going to Sam talked to Nick Castellanos earlier yesterday. We're going to play that in just a second. But you were on a mission over the weekend to find out contract news and notes about Walker Buehler and some other guys, and you did. You kind of understand it a little bit better. Is that correct?
Well, let me preface this by saying that this is from Kevin Acey in the San
Correct.
Diego Union Tribune. So
Yes.
credit where credit's due.
Yes.
This is Kevin's reporting, but I thought this was very, very important in getting proper reporting on what everybody's contractual status is that is involved in the battle for the back end of the rotation, because I think these things really, really matter. So let's go through it one by one. Walker Buehler, who is in camp on a minor league contract, that'll pay him $1.5 million if he's in the major leagues. He can opt out on March 21st if he's not on the Padres major league roster. He also has opt-outs on May 1st and June 1st. So again, Buehler can opt out before opening day. If he's not on the roster, he can take a minor league assignment and then again opt out on May 1st or June 1st. German Marquez, he's on a major league deal for $1.75 million guaranteed. He would have to consent to a minor league assignment. So again, that's very important to note. Padres can't just take Marquez and put him in the minor leagues. He has to consent to it.
Okay.
Marco Gonzalez, minor league deal. If he's not on the active roster, he has a release clause that allows him to opt out to join another team's active roster at the end of spring. Tristan McKenzie, minor league deal. He can be sent to the minor leagues, but he can opt out in June if he's not been called up. JP Sears can be optioned to the minor leagues. Really nothing beyond that. So that's sort of the situation. So McKenzie and Sears, very easy to put them in the minor leagues at the start of the year. Now, McKenzie, again, he would have the ability to opt out, but again, start of the year, very easy to put him down there. Look, the Buehler and Marquez situations, I think, are very, very interesting because I've said on this station, I think Walker Buehler is making a real push for this final rotation spot. I think the Padres have liked what he's been, the way he's mixed his pitches, the way he continues to kind of grow into this quote unquote new version of himself. But if I'm Walker Buehler and I'm not on the major league roster come March 21st, there may be teams that are interested and say, yeah, we'll sign in. We'll give you a rotation spot right now. So that's what you're contending with. And again, Marquez would have to consent to a minor league assignment. He's getting paid that guaranteed 1.75 regardless. Now the Padres could eat it and say, you know what, we're cool. We don't like what we've seen, and say good luck. Or you could say, well, we're going to put you in the minor leagues, and he can consent to it. I don't know. That would probably depend on what the interest level is around the league with German Marquez. But these things are very, very important because, again, if you really think you have something in a Walker Buehler and he's somebody who can really contribute this season, then you have to make that decision on whether you want to roll the dice on him having the ability to opt out and go elsewhere. And same thing with Marquez. If if you want to put him in the minors and he doesn't consent. So, and same thing with Gonzalez as well. I'm really focused on Buehler and Marquez because I think they're probably a little bit ahead of where Gonzalez is as far as this competition. But yeah, I mean, though that's these elements are big parts of the decision making.
I wonder if they would put Marquez in the minors just to kind of, save him a little bit. Maybe they're trying to stretch these guys and use them later in the year. I don't know if that's an actual thing, but it seems like other teams do this sometimes. They stash some guys till later.
Yeah, again, with Marquez in particular, he's got to be able to. He's got to want to do it.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
So now look, and I don't know the answer to this. If the Padres are looking at Marquez this spring and saying, we don't think he's going to be the guy, then they could just decide to eat $1.75 million, and you release him, and that's it. So we'll see. We're going to find out as the next couple of weeks play out. Look, there's a world where Walker Buehler is not on the major league roster come March 21st, and he opts out, and all this Walker Buehler talk over the course of the last 3-4 weeks was for naught. I mean, there's a real possibility of that. The other guy, again, these are just contractual things. The other guy that's really interesting in this conversation is Matt Waldron, who's out of options. And I will tell you, Matt is probably going to get back into Cactus League games before the spring is over, from what I've been told. And Matt is pitching well. He looks good. Like they like what he's doing. He's pitching well. He looks good. I would not forget about Matt Waldron, but he's out of options. Now, could he start on the IL? I don't know. He can, but once you've put him back in Cactus League games, can he start on the IL? I don't know. But again, he's another part of the equation here. So some moving parts, as they say.
Way more options than we thought, January 1st. That is for sure. All right. Sam talked to Nick Castellanos yesterday out at spring training. And so here is what Sam talked about with him.
Well, Nick, last couple of days, you've had your son Liam around the complex. Pretty cool watching you guys play catch, spend some time together on the field yesterday. What's special to you about being able to have Liam around and show him the game?
Well, this is my job, right? It's what I do. So anytime that I can just have him next to me and show him what my day's like, who I'm talking to, my routine, I guess, throughout the day, I always enjoy that, and he does too.
What do you hope that he takes away from being able to watch you go about your business day to day?
Well, kind of what hard work is, what it looks like. As a kid, you just kind of see the end result, right? Like the home runs and the celebrations and the fun. But not every kid has the opportunity to kind of see all the behind the scenes stuff and the emotions that kind of go into the daily work and preparation.
What about for you? What do you feel like the impact you get out of having him around?
For me, my impact, I just enjoy spending time with my son, right? So it makes me happy, right? And then when other people tell me that they enjoy interactions with him, it also makes me happy.
Let's talk a little baseball. You've been learning first base over the course of the last few weeks. You've looked good over there in the Cactus League games. It's clear to me, watching you on the backfields every day, you're putting a lot of work in. How would you generally assess how that process is going at first base?
I would say really well. Ryan and Nick and Danny and all the infield guys are great, and they show up with a great attitude, and they're ready to work and answer any questions I have, give me extra work if I need it. So I'm thankful.
You mentioned Ryan and Nick. What about them in particular has been helpful to you about learning it?
I would say just how genuine their approach is about infield and technique and game situation, and they're excited about it. They love teaching infield. So for me, I really want to be able to learn this position. So it's just a good mix.
You talked on the morning radio show a couple of weeks ago about the relatability that coaches have when they played pretty recently, and both Nick and Ryan are those guys that were in the big leagues not that long ago. Is that another nice part to it, kind of communicating with guys that do have some relatability to playing not that long ago?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. What is, as far as first base, what's been not the most difficult, but the most intricate part of it? Is it batted balls? Is it knowing positioning around the bag? Is it what to do when a ball's hit to the outfield? What do you think's been the hardest part to learn?
I would say that just knowing where to go, like with cuts and relays, and kind of your responsibility like after the ball's hit, not so much like the ground balls or the double plays or like getting to the bag and stuff. Just the game situation that really it's kind of hard to practice that. That's just the growing pains of needing game repetition.
You've obviously done a lot of great things in your career. Is there a part of this that's kind of interesting, refreshing at this point in your career to be learning something that is brand new?
I mean, I'm having a lot of fun. You know, I don't know if that answers the question.
It does. Very nice. Offensively, how do you feel at this point in spring?
Good. I feel good.
What generally during spring training are you trying to get out of, I guess, the swings you take in the cage and live at bats and Cactus League at bats as well?
I would just say to first and foremost, making sure your body feels good with your swing, and then just kind of locking down like a routine and a preparation program that you believe in, so that when the games start an opening day, you can just kind of roll through.
Obviously, showing up here, you had a relationship with some of the guys, Manny in particular, but what has this been like getting to know the rest of your teammates, some of who you didn't know when you walked in the door?
Yeah, it's been awesome. Everybody here is great. Everybody here seems extremely lighthearted, but also they enjoy the daily grind, which is cool.
How much anticipation do you have about getting to San Diego? It's a place that packs the ballpark every night, a fan base that cares, that's searching for a first World Series title. What's your level of anticipation to get to San Diego and play in front of those fans?
I mean, right now my anticipation level is just on today's game, man. Sure. I'm still trying to make the club.
Okay, sounds good. Nick, thank you. Appreciate the time.
Thank you.
That was Nick Castellanos with Sam
I love
Levitt.
it. He's just trying to make a ball club.
He is trying to make. Do you actually believe that he believes that though? I'm not sure.
I think he probably knows his spot's pretty secure, but he's on a minimum contract trying to make a ball club.
Yeah, he is trying to make a ball club. He's going to make this ball club.
We're just trying to make it to opening day, make a ball club. I don't know if my spot is safe.
Your spot's safe.
I don't know.
I can tell
I don't know if my spot is safe. Maybe you're gonna come and take my spot.
No.
This is what all this has been.
No, can you imagine?
You wanna bring me on the Gwynn and Chris program and humiliate me, and then you take my spot.
What? Humiliate you? Can you imagine me running to the loft with all of the equipment? I would fall so many times. It wouldn't even be. I would definitely fall and eat it. But there you go, Nick Castellanos. Now he's a different guy. As long as he performs, it's all good. And it seems like he's a nice guy. You just have to maybe break that barrier.
Yeah, I will tell you to this point, I've enjoyed getting to know him. Nice guy, very agreeable to do interviews. To this point, he's been great. He really has been.
Yeah, and you have 3 more weeks to get at least one more interview with him.
Yeah, we'll see.
Are you ready to get home, Sam? Are you ready to be done?
I'm getting there. But we got a couple weeks still. So, but one thing is, we have 2 off days though in the next week and a half, which is nice. We've not had an off day yet. So,
you have any plans? Because last year I think you tried to go to a spa and then it got rained out.
That
or
was
something.
a couple of years ago. Yeah,
that
was a rough one.
That was a rough one. Well, you just had your mom in town. You guys went to Sedona.
I think we're gonna try to go skiing.
You're gonna wait.
Flagstaff.
Oh, I was like, wait, what? Skiing, Arizona?
I'm gonna try to go skiing in Flagstaff. They've got a little mountain up there. I thought about going to Utah, but it's kind of a production for one day, and the snow's been terrible in Colorado and Utah this year. So
you're a big skier?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, I wouldn't say big skier, but I ski.
But you ski. All right. Yeah, have you ever tried snowboarding?
As much as I would like. No.
Oh. All right.
Once you do one, I don't think.
I started skiing and then wanted to be cool, and then I hurt myself many more times on the snowboard. All right. Sam Levitt in Arizona, Matt Skraby here. Chris Ello is on the ground in San Diego. We'll see him in a little bit. Tony after the Padres game. When we get back, which Super Bowl winning running back is now with a different team? We'll tell you. 97.3 The Fan. there in Peoria. We're about to talk about everything that's happened in the NFL today. Lots of
What'd
movement.
the Jets do?
Nothing.
I
think they did acquire someone, or they're trading someone to the Cowboys. I'm not sure if that's done or not, but I just saw this on Twitter.
They traded for somebody, I think, like an offensive lineman.
Oh man, they are on top of it.
They did do something. Oh no, sorry, it was the secondary. Minka Fitzpatrick.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, and they signed him to like a 3-year, $40
Dolphins
million
traded
deal.
Minka Fitzpatrick to the Jets for a 2026 7th round pick.
I don't understand picks, and I don't understand. But Minka Fitzpatrick just got a big contract
will sign
too.
a 3-year, $40 million contract with the Jets.
Yeah, that's where you go to die. Your career goes to die is with the Jets. I mean, I don't know why he would want to stay there for 3 extra years, but that's not anyway.
All right, let's hear. This is your time to shine.
We're going to talk about this in a second, but I just saw this on Twitter, Sam, and you didn't work here at the time. So I want to get your thoughts on this. 6 years ago today,
6 years
Rudy
ago today,
Gobert spread COVID to the NBA and they shut it down. And they have a video of him like touching everything in the interview room. Now I'm not talking about that, but like I remember this being insane. Like all of a sudden NBA games were being canceled during the game.
Wow.
Where were you at? Like what happened with you in
Where
COVID?
was I?
Were you in Amarillo?
Yeah, I was actually here for spring training for a few days. That was like the first couple of days of March because at the time Amarillo was a AA affiliate of the Padres.
Yep.
So I was actually here for a couple of days on kind of my annual spring training trip. And then I went to New York for a couple of days, and then I was driving to Amarillo as it all really started to percolate. And then by the time I got to Amarillo, things were getting a little weird. Spring training had kind of like been stopped, and then I signed for my lease. And as I'm signing for my lease for my 6-month lease in Amarillo, I'm like, but it hadn't like all stopped yet, but it's kind of getting weird. I'm like, should I sign this lease? I'm like, I guess I'm going to do it. So I signed the lease, and within like 48 hours, it's all shutting down. Yeah.
And you're
but
shut
it ended
down
up
in
being
Amarillo.
fine. Yeah, I mean, it ended up. Well, it didn't end up being fine, but it ended up that I just stayed in Amarillo until August.
Wow.
With no minor league season. There wasn't really anywhere else for me to go. So I had the apartment. I was in Amarillo. They played a college summer league season. I called those games that summer. But they did not play that AA Padres season, obviously, in 2020. Minor leagues were canceled. So
we actually flew home from spring training. We were like there at the same time, Sam, but we didn't even know each other yet.
Yeah, we may have been there at the same time.
But we were doing some interviews and stuff, and I remember telling Chris, this COVID thing's getting kind of serious. And he's like, people are just making a big deal about it. And then obviously
you know what? You know what's interesting? I remember being here, and then we should really move on. I don't think people want to relive this, but I remember
you don't think people want to relive being locked in their houses for
I don't
an entire
think people
year?
really want to relive. But I do remember actually being here. This was early March, and I remember it was starting. The rumblings were starting, and I remember we were talking about hand sanitizer and like
distancing.
We were sanitizing, or it was just starting, and within a week and a half, it was all really bad.
It was all really bad. All right. Well, I just saw that on Twitter. I wanted to bring it up real quick. But
yeah, well, that Rudy Gobert thing that ended up being just a really bad image. But, in fairness to Rudy, I suppose at the time, I think a lot of us didn't really understand what was going on. And
I don't necessarily blame him for his reaction, because a lot of us did similar things because no one really knew what to do. Because it's never happened before.
Yeah, people didn't understand what was going on.
As always, Sam Levitt joins us live from spring training, courtesy of David P. Shapiro. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Now we're going to get into the NFL because a lot has happened today. And I teased which Super Bowl running back is on a new team, and that player is Kenneth Walker III. He is now with the Chiefs, Sam. 3 years, worth up to $45 million, becomes the highest paid free agent deal for a running back in NFL history. I think this is a massive mistake for the Seahawks, and I think this is a really, really good move for the Chiefs.
Love it. I love it for the Chiefs. He's a great running back. They have got to retool and give Pat Mahomes and that offense more weapons, more high-level talent. Feels like they have not done a good job at surrounding him lately. So, again, this is not a receiver, but this is a guy who can certainly run the ball and is going to give them a lot as far as the rushing game, and that can only help Patrick Mahomes. So I love it. I do.
There's a rumor that the 49ers are at an impasse with left tackle Trent Williams, who is looking for more money. Now, he's due $38 million this year, and apparently he's not happy with that. So he wants to do this again. He does this every single year. But anyway, Chiefs rumors are that they will go immediately and get Trent Williams if he's available. They don't care what they have to pay. I have a feeling they're going to get Trent Williams because I don't know the 49ers want to put another $35 million a year into a guy who's turning 38 before the season starts.
And he gets injured a lot, right?
He was injured a lot the last couple years, but last year he was pretty solid. He's also getting older. It's that one thing. You got to give up on a guy before, don't give him that last swan song contract that he's going to just make a ton of money.
I want to see the Chiefs retool and kind of get really good again around Mahomes.
I don't.
I do. I do. I like greatness. I like, I think Mahomes is going to have another run here. So I think it'll be good for the NFL. I think Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs being good is good for the NFL.
Don't ever say Pat Mahomes around Patrick Mahomes' mom because she will slap you.
Patrick Mahomes.
Speaking of the 49ers, Mike Evans, longtime wide receiver for the Buccaneers, he is going to be signing with the 49ers. I believe it's like a 3-year, upwards of $60 million deal. Don't really like this, but we'll talk about it later. Travis Etienne Jr.
Let me ask you a question. Serious.
Yeah.
Is Mike Evans a Hall of Famer?
Yes. I think so.
It's got to be close, right?
Yeah,
he's been around a long time.
Consecutive 1,000-yard seasons. I think he has the record for that. He's got a lot of touchdowns. He's got a lot of catches. I think he's definitely a Hall of Famer. Tony texted me earlier and said, Mike Evans is going to be your Randy Moss from back when you went to the Super Bowl as like an older decoy, which I wouldn't be mad at, but they're paying him $20 million a year for that. I don't know.
Let me ask you a question. Do you, Chris and Tony, text about sports?
Sometimes, yeah. Like earlier today, we were sending around clips and different, mainly it's me making fun of Chris and whatever happens with the Dolphins. And I sent that Tua was gone and that he signed so Tua, this is news. The Dolphins have officially moved on from him. He spent a whole 10 minutes looking for a job because the Falcons signed Tua Tagovailoa to a 1-year deal. So Falcons them and the Browns might have the worst quarterback situations year after year after year.
So the Falcons quarterbacks are Tua and Michael Penix.
And Michael Penix. Kirk Cousins is gone now. And you got the lefty revolution and Michael Penix.
The lefties.
And Tua. Now no one knows if Michael Penix is
two
good.
guys that get hurt
quite often.
Quite a bit. Yeah.
The one thing I will say about the Falcons doing this, they're signing him for the league minimum.
Penix, when he was healthy, was pretty good, right?
He had some moments.
And Tua's had some moments.
Tua's had moments. I think Tua has had less moments than Michael Penix. I think we know Tua more for his head injuries, and that's not me joking around. That's me being serious. But the one thing that the Falcons are doing this for, minimum league vet minimum salary. The Dolphins are paying like $50-something million. I think they ended up paying him $123 million Tua for 1 year with the guarantees and all of that, how it shaped out. But there you go with that. And Malik Willis, former quarterback of the Titans, former quarterback of the Packers, he is now with the Dolphins on a deal.
That's an interesting one.
3 years, 67.5.
Interesting. He's had some nice moments. Will he be a starter? I don't know.
Yeah, I think he starts. I think that he showed that he could start last year. Now, can he start a full season? Can he make it through it without getting hurt? We have no idea, but Chris hates this. I think it's a decent turn after Tua. Couple more. Travis Etienne, Jaguars running back. He is now with the Saints. He signed with them. Buffalo Bills guard David Edwards now signed with the Saints. Some Colts news. Alec Pierce returns to the Colts, but the Colts did trade Michael Pittman Jr. to the Steelers. So he is going to be in a Steeler uniform. Not sure if that's better for Michael Pittman Jr. or not, but he was with the Colts. They had a decent... his thing just ran out of internet again, I think. So I'm talking to Sam. Anyway, Michael Pittman Jr. had a decent... let's see. I'm all confused now. Sam left. Michael Pittman Jr. had an okay year last year. It wasn't great. The quarterback play was not great at all with Michael Pittman Jr., but he's on the Steelers, who don't really have a quarterback. So we'll see what happens when that goes down. We'll see who's going to... Probably Aaron Rodgers, I would have to think. All right, Sam's back, I believe. I don't know. He's dialing in right now. We are going to head to break. When we get back, some more World Baseball Classic talk. We're going to troubleshoot Sam's machine. All of that next on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Kent Ross Traffic Center. Injured, demand
All right, it's time for the Beaver Nuggets. So the story is somehow Buc-ee's got brought up. I think Frank brought it up.
Yes.
And it's a rest stop / mall / entertainment zone, super center. And someone said on the chat yesterday that they have like 100. They went to one with like 100 gas pumps, which is a lot, I guess. But while we were talking about this, Sam Levitt was in New York listening, and he goes, "Put me on, put me on, put me on." And so we put him on, and he's talking about how much he loves Buc-ee's. And so we got into the conversation, and it ended up being about the Beaver Nuggets. And so I had to order them because I find the name Beaver Nuggets very gross. I find it gross. But we're going to go with this. It's kind of like a Cheeto / a corn pop.
It's like a cheese doodle.
A cheese doodle. And we're going to eat them right now. I don't think these are bad, but here we go. I like it. It tastes like a corn pop.
I was going to say it tastes like a waffle, really.
It does kind of taste like a waffle. You know what? I'm in. These are good.
Yeah, I'm not.
You want another one?
No, I don't want another one. But yeah, I mean, it tastes like a waffle, like a waffle with syrup on it.
It's pretty good. I gotta say, I'm not hating these at all. Actually, they're very good. I like this. The waffle is a perfect explanation. If you've ever had, I'm sorry, I'm talking on the microphone with food in my mouth. But if you've ever had a what is it? A Lay's potato chip that's waffle flavor. It's kind of like that. Sad Fryer says, "Are they cheesy?" No, they're not cheesy at all. Actually, they're sweet.
No, it's like a hard waffle with syrup on it, with dried encrusted syrup on it.
Now I don't exactly know what the puff is. It could be just fake something.
Most likely. I mean,
it's like caramel a little bit too. All right, I gotta stop eating these because I will eat the whole bag. I love these things. I'm gonna leave them here though because I will eat this if I go home. It's just gonna be a bunch of Beaver Nuggets in my bed as I sleepwalk or something like that. All right, it's time for the Beaver Nuggets. So the story is somehow Buc-ee's got brought up. I think Frank brought it up.
Yes.
And it's a rest stop / mall / entertainment zone, super center. And someone said on the chat yesterday that they have like 100. They went to one with like 100 gas pumps, which is a lot, I guess. But while we were talking about this, Sam Levitt was in New York listening, and he goes, "Put me on, put me on, put me on." And so we put him on, and he's talking about how much he loves Buc-ee's. And so we got into the conversation, and it ended up being about the Beaver Nuggets. And so I had to order them because I find the name Beaver Nuggets very gross. I find it gross. But we're going to go with this. It's kind of like a Cheeto / a corn pop.
It's like a cheese doodle.
A cheese doodle. And we're going to eat them right now. I don't think these are bad, but here we go. I like it. It tastes like a corn pop.
I was just saying it tastes like a waffle, really.
It does kind of taste like a waffle. You know what? I'm in. These are good.
Yeah, I'm not.
You want another one?
No, I don't want another one. But yeah, I mean, it tastes like a waffle, like a waffle with syrup on it.
It's pretty good. I gotta say, I'm not hating these at all. Actually, they're very good. I like this. The waffle is a perfect explanation. If you've ever had, I'm sorry, I'm talking on the microphone with food in my mouth, but if you've ever had a what is it? A Lay's potato chip that's waffle flavor. It's kind of like that. Sad Fryer says, "Are they cheesy?" No, they're not cheesy at all. Actually, they're sweet.
No, it's like a hard waffle with syrup on it, with dried encrusted syrup on it.
Now I don't exactly know what the puff is. It could be just fake something.
Most likely. I mean,
it's like caramel a little bit too. All right, I gotta stop eating these because I will eat the whole bag. I love these things. I'm gonna leave them here though because I will eat this if I go home. It's just gonna be a bunch of beaver nuggets in my bed as I sleepwalk or something like that. All right, it's time for the beaver nuggets. So the story is somehow Buc-ee's got brought up. I think Frank brought it up.
Yes.
And it's a rest stop / mall / entertainment zone, super center. And someone said on the chat yesterday that they have like 100. They went to one with like 100 gas pumps, which is a lot, I guess. But while we were talking about this, Sam Levitt was in New York listening, and he goes, "Put me on, put me on, put me on." And so we put him on, and he's talking about how much he loves Sammy and Skraby. Back with you, 97.3 The Fan. I got to tell you, Sam, I have a watch that, is hooked up to get a notification from like Adam, from you, from Tony, from Chris, people that I need to know during the show. Adam and Chris have literally been fighting over text for the last 30 minutes about this Tua Tagovailoa
You know
thing.
what? Number one, that's ridiculous. Number two, tell Adam to run the radio station. Stop arguing about Tua Tagovailoa.
You know what I want?
Tell Chris to get to his show.
That's what I want to do. I want Chris to get to his show.
How about you tell Chris? Why don't you save these thoughts till you get on the air?
Yeah. Please, Chris. They're like, Sam, I don't want to show, like, this is the conversation that they're having right now about Tua. And Chris and Adam are just going back and forth. Like, here, I'm going to... Adam Klug. Somebody has to play quarterback if Penix can't. I just named a significantly worse. These are the type of things that happen all the time behind the scenes.
You want a game update here?
Yes, please.
All right. Bottom of the 8th inning. Rangers leading 3-1. Nate Mondu just led off with a single for the Pods. He's on first base, nobody out. And in steps the left-handed hitting Romeo Sanabria. It has been the spring of Sanabria, and the first pitch is high, ball one.
I love that name, Romeo Sanabria, though. That is a great
I'll keep you posted.
Randy Vasquez today went 4 innings, only gave up 2 runs, struck out 2, 3 hits, walked 2. Yeah, another solid outing for him. David Morgan, another solid inning. He didn't give up any hits or runs, walked 1 guy. Jeremiah Estrada just went an inning. Struck out a guy and walked a guy as well. So the game's almost over in Arizona. But before we came back from break, you asked me something, and I have no idea what it is. Why don't you just go ahead and take it away?
I asked you, have you ever heard of dirty soda?
Yeah, I've heard of dirty potato chips.
The genesis of this conversation started because a couple of other Padres people out here in Peoria, they came in I saw them at the complex. They had a cup from a place called Swig. And I said, what's that? I've never heard of Swig. And they said, oh, Swig is where they sell dirty soda. I said, well, what's dirty soda? So I'll read you the definition here from Google. Dirty soda is a customizable, non-alcoholic drink made by mixing soda with flavored syrups, fruit juices, and a splash of cream or creamer. The best way I can describe it personally, because I did go to Swig after I saw them have it, it's like sodas, but then kind of, juiced up, like, or dressed up, I should say.
Yeah,
so it's like sodas, and they put different kinds of syrups in there and maybe some cream, and it's like a kind of a fancy, dressed up soda.
Yeah, it's like an actual soda place. I'm looking at this right now.
Swig is like a drive-through whole thing. It's like kind of like what a coffee shop, but it's with soda. So they've got all kinds of stuff on their menu. This is not an ad, by the way.
No, it's not an ad. What did you get?
I got the Founder, I think was called the Dyke. Well, to be honest, a lot of these things were pretty caloric. So this one was not. So the Founder, which had Diet Coke, sugar-free coconut,
there it is,
fresh lime, and coconut cream, and it was good.
Wow, only 20 to 80 calories. So that was a
I'd
nice
be interested in the rest, but it's these are kind of all them are. It's not the healthiest thing in the world, but pretty good.
It's a nice little treat every once in a while.
Yeah. So apparently that's dirty soda.
Okay. You know what? When I go out there, I'm going to get one of these because I do love. As a kid, we used to put syrups in our soda before they like mix cherry Coke and everything. We would put like cherry flavored syrup in our sodas and stir it up.
Yeah, and you can kind of do that now at like those remix machines, where you can get the soda and put different syrups in there.
Yeah.
Now I'll be honest with you, some of that I've done that before. Some of it's kind of gross.
Not when you're making it yourself. Like if this restaurant is known for this.
This is what they do. So they got that. They got Dutch Bros out here with the coffee. It's also very caloric, but very good. And
they have a lot of stuff. Salted pretzel bites sound amazing.
Yeah,
all right, I'm gonna get off of this menu because
the thing you learn about Phoenix when you're out here, they've got like every brand chain type place that exists. Like you name it, they got it. Like name something, I'll tell you if I've seen it.
Well, there's a chicken place that Tony always goes to. I can't remember what it's called right now.
Chicken place?
No, it's like a chicken tender place.
Raising Cane's?
Yeah. He goes out there, but I know now we have some of those in San Diego. There was another one we didn't have in San Diego for a while. But there's like Taco Bell, obviously. There's everything. Where we usually stay is where all like the expensive restaurants are. There's like an Italian restaurant over there. There used to be a Brazilian steakhouse that I went to with Chris one time in our engineer.
Oh,
JR.
I know. Yeah.
Are you a Brazilian steakhouse guy?
I've been a long time, but I've been.
Yeah.
A lot of meat. Lot of meat.
I have never had the meat sweats like I have coming out of a Brazilian steakhouse.
I had for lunch here. I had a grilled sausage from the concessions here.
And how was it?
It was good.
Grilled sausage.
I don't often eat lunch from the concessions here, but alas, I had to join this radio program, so.
Oh, alas. Rod said, I would mix Slurpee flavors. Now I have buddies that mix whiskey with Sprite. That actually sounds gross. As a guy who was a whiskey drinker until he stopped drinking, that sounds gross. Orange Julius, Gonzo is asking. I'm good. You could probably get something similar to that.
I've never been to an Orange Julius. I've seen it a lot, though.
I've never been to one either. I think you may have
they probably have it. They've got everything here.
They've got everything there.
Although I will tell you, and then we can get to something that people actually care about. I have been to a couple of pretty like kind of sceney, like cool Scottsdale restaurants the last couple of weeks.
Okay.
Went to Elefante in Scottsdale.
Oh, if it's named Elefante, it's gotta be fancy.
I went to Kala, which was like Mediterranean kind of, also pizza, but both very, very good. Elefante was excellent. So I've been living a nice life here in
Yeah, you
in
always live a
Phoenix.
nice life in Arizona, and you got the cheap gas prices right now. Arizona has
I think
cheap
it was-
gas.
You know what, Skraby? I think it was over $4 yesterday when I got
For Arizona, I'm not kidding. That's insane. Like every time
Yeah,
we go there, it's
yeah,
always super
so-
low. I filled up earlier today for like $5.65 or something like that.
So
That was great.
yeah, it's been good. It's been good.
All right. Well, Chris is making his way over here, so Sammy and I are with you for just a little bit longer. The World Baseball Classic.
Yes, let's talk a little WBC.
Well, United States is going to take on Mexico tonight at 5 p.m. Paul Skeens is going to pitch, but really, some of these teams are bad, Sam. Like they need to figure out how to field teams that aren't as terrible as Brazil is and aren't as terrible as Great Britain is, because Great Britain, they won a game today, but Brazil went 0-3. I mean, do they have enough countries to make this like a really tough tournament? Like, because it seems like for USA, it seems like for the Dominican Republic, they're just cruising through because they're playing teams that have no shot against them. But I think they need more competition, need better teams going forward.
Yes, no. I mean, it's got to be kind of a widespread event with, different countries involved. I mean, I don't really know how you fix the pool play element of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, though. It does feel like you have a lot of big mismatches early.
Definitely a lot of mismatches. I mean, there was several games that were stopped by the run rule, which, you know what, people make fun of that in baseball, but I don't have an issue with it. When a team is winning by like 15 runs and it's the 7th inning, I don't care if they end the game a little bit early. I'm talking about regular MLB season, regular season games. They'll never do it, but don't you think the run rule is kind of, in this day and age, a decent option?
Yeah, I do.
No one wants to do it though.
Well, I would say this, like, you mean like decent option for Major League Baseball?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it would save pitchers, but then you get into the kind of the weird spot of not playing all 9 innings, and honestly too, like the other part about it too would be offensive players want to get those at bats.
Yeah.
You might have at bats where you even face position players, or kind of lesser bullpen arms, so they'd want those at bats against those guys in all likelihood. So
in the Big Five, we're going to talk about Bryce Harper. He loves the World Baseball Classic, but he really wants the Olympics to happen. I don't know that baseball is ever going to be able to take off enough time during the season for them to do the Olympics. Matt Skraby, Sam Levitt here with you on 97.3 The Fan. When we get back, ESPN is releasing numbers that tell us more baseball fans are out there than ever before. We'll talk about it when we get back here.
From the first pitch.
If you love Mediterranean food, try Spiro's for authentic Mediterranean cuisine in Coronado or La Jolla. For dining or takeout options, visit spiroscuisine.com. Matt Skraby, Sam Levitt in Arizona with the Padres game. Let's see, what inning is that? It's in the middle of the ninth. The Padres have 3 outs to try and tie up this game. 4-1, the Rangers lead right now. So I'm sure we'll be able to see hear when it ends there. Before I went to break, Sam, I said that ESPN is telling us that more people are watching baseball than ever before. And the reason they're saying this is because these 4 games that they broadcast in spring training have been the most watched spring training games since 2008. 531,000 average viewers for the 4 games, up 84% over last year. Team USA versus the Giants was number 1, Yankees, Red Sox 2, Dodgers, Reds 3, Braves and Tigers 4. I bring this up because people think that baseball is not a dying sport, but if they go on this strike, it's going to halt every single bit of momentum that it's built over the years. I don't necessarily believe that, but at the same time, I'm not sure what's going to happen. What's your read on it, Sam?
Say that again. You cut out my internet.
Oh,
Go
it's
ahead
okay.
one more time.
It's okay. The more people are watching than ever before, more people are interacting with baseball than ever before.
Yeah.
If they go into this strike or this work stoppage, people are worried that all of that goodwill, all of that building of a product is going to be swept away. What do you think?
I don't think it's great. I mean, look, I think missing games and work stoppage and labor strife, I think all those things are not good for the game, good for its publicity. And certainly when you get into the conversation about really starting a season late and or missing games and or missing a season. Yeah. I mean, talk about, fans getting frustrated and upset. And, look, I think when you talk to a lot of people about the last time the sport had a major work stoppage, which was the strike of 94, it took baseball a long time to recover from that.
Yeah.
And, really people, again, we were kids then. I was a little bit younger than you. But
I was
certainly I don't remember it. But, from what I've been told, from what I've read, watched about it, baseball really didn't get it back until the home run chase with McGuire and Sosa. It took them a long time, and you could argue longer than that, to build that goodwill and that attention back up again. So, yeah, I mean, I do think it's dangerous to miss games, to when you talk about, any kind of stoppage. And I also think it's not good. It's not good PR for the sport when you have owners and players battling. And look, the common fan who's paying good money to go to the games, and they're not talking about hundreds of millions of dollars in contracts.
Yeah.
Look, I think it's hard for the common fan to relate to that kind of talk. So we're going to see what happens. From everything you hear, certainly sounds like it's going to be a battle, and there's a fairly legitimate chance that this is going to come close to spring training, and who knows where it goes. But yeah, I mean, it's not good. How can not playing be good for a sport?
Yeah, I think, and I said this a few months ago, but I think the players need to run some sort of PR campaign telling people that, hey, we get paid a lot of money, but these owners make so much more money, and we're just asking to get, to get some of that slice of the pie. Because I think a lot of people just assume, hey, these guys get paid a lot of money and they're complaining now that they're not getting paid enough. The owners are, as big of a problem as the players are right now if they don't come together, because the owners are the ones that kind of hold the cards here. They could just do this salary cap thing. They could do something like that. Or I'm sorry, the players could do the salary cap thing, but the owners are never going to do that. And so I don't understand why the owners get a free pass on this in public perception, because more people that I talk to, it's the players are selfish. The players are the ones who are going to be doing this to their own sport. and not the owners. But the owners, to me, are the biggest problem in this whole thing.
Look, this is hard. I'm very much like split on all this stuff.
Yeah.
Look, on one hand, every sport has been able to figure out the salary cap situation and put teams on, from a financial standpoint, a more equal playing field. And I do think, for the betterment of the sport, I do think it would be nice if fans of teams that are pretty consistently uncompetitive felt like they had more of a chance.
Yeah.
And more of an ability to compete with the big boys. Because right now you have a situation where you just have teams that are on completely different financial playing fields, which in baseball right now, because there is no spending limit, makes these teams just the gap between them like the Grand Canyon, okay, in talent, in spending ability. Now, if I'm a player and I'm the union, I'm saying, well, every team has the ability, much like we heard in spring training from the Padres guys. Yeah. Every team has the ability to go out and spend. They just don't want to do it. And look, there could be a shred of truth in that. I don't know that the small market teams have the ability to go out and spend like the Dodgers do.
I don't think they can.
The argument from a player standpoint, I think the Padres are actually a great argument from a player standpoint of a small market that had ownership that was willing to go do it and kind of proved, hey, as a smaller market team, you can go invest. You can go spend money. And by the way, it's a tremendous example of when you do that, the fans will pay you back. The fans will show up. The fans will show you support. So look, I get it from the player standpoint. The reality is those guys in the union and agents are going to look at it and say, in no way, shape, or form are we going to limit the amount of money we can make. And I get that. I also get owners who look at it and say, hey, every other sport has this kind of figured out with a cap, and we need to figure it out too. And Skraby, I think when you hear about how bad this could get in the later part of the year, the reality is, you are looking at kind of the biggest issue there is between owner and player right now coming to the ultimate head. Before 2022, they were able to figure it out. But maybe this is the time where both sides really dig in and are willing to go to drastic measures, which to me, the most drastic measure is missing games in order to get what they want. In the owner's case, that's going to be a cap. In the player's case, that's going to be continuing the way business has gone since the start of free agency. So, for the sport itself, look, the common fan, sure, they have opinions on, do they side with owners? Do they side with players? Do they want a cap? Do they not? Every fan's going to have a different opinion about that. But I think the common fan certainly can agree that they don't want the sport to miss games. Yeah. And I think that's where it gets really dangerous.
Yeah. There was an Athletic article out last week, and they surveyed fans, and it was like all over the place with how do you feel Rob Manfred did, where you describe your feelings about the current overall state of MLB. 21% are enthusiastic out of 14,000. 46% are hopeful. 11% are indifferent. 18% are disappointed. 4% are upset. Now that 4% of being upset, I would assume that you're never going to make those people happy, but most people seem to be, hopeful and indifferent is a 33% share of this whole thing. So do people pay attention as closely as we think they do? Do we think that the everyday fan is up to date on what's happening, or are they going to check in next year when things start? You know what I'm saying? If there's 33%, 1/3 of people voted here, hopeful or indifferent, that seems like a lot of people to me that might not really care.
Not read it to me again. Might not really care about what?
Like a stoppage. It's not going to keep them away from the game because they're indifferent.
Yeah, but Skraby, I think there are a lot of casual fans, and I mean that in a respectful way. That's not me calling like the fans casuals as the kids do these days.
Yeah.
There are a lot of casual fans. I think missing games is a big deal. I think being out of the public eye, the national discourse, out of people. Look, this is, more than ever, this is a battle for attention. You are battling, if you're a sport, battling for people's attention. And I think you have to be very cognizant of that. I do. And look, it was a different time, different technologies, different, social media has changed a lot of this, but all you need to do is go and talk to people about that strike in '94,
and they will tell you it was a
missing
terrible
the end of that season and how bad that was for the sport.
Yeah.
Look, I'll let others decide cap, no cap, players versus owners. But I can pretty firmly say that missing games is not going to be very good.
I agree.
For the fan, for the sport. So look, I think when you're out of the public discourse, and when April rolls around, the summer rolls around, if you're telling me that summer rolls around in 2027 and there's no Major League Baseball, that's a huge problem.
Yeah.
It's a huge deal. And I think it takes time to get that fan back. Now, there are going to be people like me, people like you, many Padres fans, okay, who, hey, when it comes back, it comes back. Okay, they could miss all of 27 and they'll be right back in 28.
Yeah.
But I do think the more casual fan, out of sight, out of mind.
It's what have you done for me lately in this world? And so if you're not in the news cycle, you are forgotten about very, very quickly. Fernando Tatis Jr. is in the news cycle because he hit a grand slam today. He had a 6 RBI performance. He spoke with Sierra Santos on MLB Network after the game. Here's what Fernando had to say.
Fernando, congratulations to Team DR. You secure your place in the quarterfinals. How have you guys made it look so easy?
It's not easy. Definitely not easy, but it's a special group out here, and we believe in each other, and we're just pushing it.
You hit the first grand slam ever for the Dominican Republic in this tournament. Did you know that?
Wow. I think they mentioned it inside, but it's incredible. I mean, so many players I've been through this Dominican Republic roster, and being able to have the opportunity is just amazing.
We talk so much about this offense, and rightfully so. 34 runs over the first 3 games. But give a little credit to the pitching staff. They've only given up 5. What can you say about the arms?
Lights out. I mean, like I said, we're here as a team. We believe in each other. We know it's a special group, but most importantly, we're making the work happen. And man, it's just a great team coming together.
Toughest test is going to come Wednesday against Venezuela. What are you expecting from them, and how loud is this crowd going to be?
It's going to be super loud. I know it's going to be one of the best games ever. And man, we're just looking for the challenge. I know they're gonna get their best, so we're definitely gonna bring our best.
Soto barely missed that one.
Yeah.
He was doing some push-ups in the dugout. Yeah. Does he need to get stronger?
No, he definitely not. But we're talking shit out there, and man, we're just having fun, just team bonding out there.
Congratulations on.
Did not expect for Fernando to drop a swear word on TV.
Who posted that? Who posted that?
MLB Network.
Oh, come on, MLB Network. Bleep it out.
MLB Network is
you listening on the radio didn't hear because Skraby dumped it, as we say in the business. But come on, MLB Network.
I don't understand what just happened there. Like, MLB Network is one of the safest clips that I can play because I know that they're going to not let swear words on TV, but there were swear words on TV. So Adam just texted us immediately.
It happens. It
does.
It happens in Padres post-game stuff. It happens. And those listening on the radio, for those listening on the radio,
they have no idea.
It's not a secret per se, but it's supposed to happen without you really noticing. If you ever hear something where it sounds like it just kind of cut back to us,
yes,
and maybe we sound a little frazzled, it typically means
like it's CD skipped
a word
or something
that shouldn't be said or shouldn't be put out over the air got sent.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what happened
It's
there.
8 seconds that we have saved.
Now I think our YouTube audience gets the audio regardless.
They
so.
get live audio, so anything we ever say cannot be hidden from our YouTube audience, which is a pretty large audience. If you want to watch us, you can just go to Gwynn and Chris SD on YouTube, or you can go to 97.3 The Fan. You can go to 97.3 The Fan SD on X, Matt Skraby on X, 97.3 The Fan Facebook, lots of places to watch, or you can listen on the Odyssey app. Chris is getting set up, Sam, so
he's here
we're gonna let him get set up. He'll join us at 4:00, and you're off the hook. He is in the building.
Well, I don't think this was my finest performance of 2 hours.
I think it was one of the better performances that you've ever put out, Sam, so I appreciate you for saying that, for doing that for me. All right, I wanted to play one other thing. Where is it? Oh, the Dominican Republic team putting Fernando at leadoff has completely opened up all these fans' questions for why aren't the Padres going to put him at leadoff. So here's what Craig Stammen had to say about the Fernando WBC Grand Slam.
I haven't seen the games today. Actually saw a little bit of the games yesterday, watched all their at-bats, watched all the pitchers throw. So looks like they're playing pretty well. Defeated Grand Slams right where he needs to be. I haven't seen the game.
There you go. He didn't really have much reaction. What is the reaction? Like, it seems like whenever you do talk about WBC with with Craig Stammen, it seems like he kind of is very short about the whole WBC thing. Is that just because he's focused on what's going on in spring training and he doesn't really need to focus on the WBC?
Yeah, I mean, he's got a team to run. You're talking about Craig Stammen?
Yeah, because every time people ask him about it, he's like, yeah, I just watched a little bit the other day. And that's it. He has no other words for it.
I mean, it's fun to watch, but he's got a team to run. He's got his own spring training. Look, to be honest with you, I don't think Craig Stammen should say, oh, yeah, I've been locked into the WBC.
Okay.
He's got his own team to run. I mean, the WBC is great. I think it's great for the game. I think baseball would be very, very wise to continue to grow it. And I think it's an awesome event. I think the way it's, transformed and the way guys care about it, it's an awesome event. However, I do think the teams and managers and coaches and players that are here kind of still got to say the right things about it because they've got their own season to prepare for here.
It's true.
At the end of the day, Craig Stammen has nothing to do with the WBC.
Yeah, that's true.
And he's supposed to be getting ready for a season. So I would only expect that somebody like him would be happy for his guys that are doing well and enjoy it and, smile about it. But I don't expect that he's going to say I'm locked into it.
All right, that's fair. I understand that now. But, Chris just entered the studio. He's getting ready, everyone. He's going to be here soon. He's looking very serious, though. So I'm not sure why he's being so serious.
The Aztecs lost. He's not happy.
Yeah, I know. The women Aztec team did lose. That was unfortunate.
He wanted a championship.
Of course he wanted a championship.
He wanted a trip to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah,
I don't blame him.
We're just going to keep talking, Sam, until this music
greedy.
hits.
He wants more net pieces.
Yeah, that's true. How many net pieces? I mean, he also has a ring too. He
wants more.
He wants more. Yes, he does. He has 2 or 3 pieces of net. I'm sure he has framed somewhere. He just put up 2. He actually does have his ring on right now.
Wow,
anyway,
nice.
I have 6 pieces of net going back. To the Sweet 16 team of many years ago. I've kept them all.
Now, unfortunately, we'll talk about it in this side. Samuel Levitt, thank you
so much, Sam.
Always
covering.
See you guys. All right.
If you need me to do the pregame show for you, don't hesitate to ask.
Chris, you might have to at some point. So I never know.
All right. When we get back, Chris is going to tell us all about his time in Las Vegas, and we'll catch up on the sports biggest news of the day next on 97.3 The Fan. I actually got in trouble once when I worked at the bank for looking up a celebrity, and it was totally wrong on my part. Totally wrong.
Looking up their account number?
Just I searched their name in the account system, and
Skraby, what is wrong with you?
I was like 19.
You'd be better off. You'd be better off admitting that you wore your underwear inside out. Frankly,
This guy is just searching up people's accounts.
It only happened that one time because I got caught.
Oh, how did you get caught?
The account was flagged, and anybody taking a look at it gets logged, and so I got called into the boss's office like 3 days
what
later.
did that come? I'm sorry, I gotta ask, but nobody's supposed to be doing this preview. What did that conversation? How did it go?
Well,
why were you looking up Paris Hilton? Is that who it was?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Oh my!
I can neither confirm. That's really funny, Chris, that you just yelled out that name out of all names.
No,
but I walked in. I got called into the office, and I sat down.
gosh.
And all my boss. I loved her. She was great. Her name was Sharon. Amazing boss. She just slid the piece of paper in front of me.
You knew.
Said, "Did you visit this account?" And I looked. Yeah. She was like, "We're gonna have to write you up for this, and if you do it again, we're gonna have to fire you." And I said, "I'll never do it again." And I got out of there as soon as possible. I took everything, but it was not good. Not good.
Just curiosity, huh? He's like, I wonder how much they have in their account.
Yeah. I mean, before I got caught, I did look up athletes. And,
oh my God! I'm so glad you're sitting in this seat now.
Yes, I'm so happy you're not doing any job that can be dangerous to people's futures.
This was in the first year that I was there. I learned my lesson
thoroughly.
thoroughly.
Chris, as I said, as soon as they walked in, there was like,
yeah,
that's our guy right there.
That's our window.
We're gonna take him down.
Yep.
Just lucky I didn't get caught for like. I can't even say. I'll tell you guys off break whose account I saw and how much money they had sitting in their checking account.
And this was how long ago, too, by the way?
2009, 10. Way before I became a good person.
Didn't Bank America end up getting in trouble? Or was that it was one of those banks got in trouble?
All of them get in trouble for selling information. But
I heard folks like you.
I wasn't selling any information. I was just wanting to see what was going on.
Curious.
I didn't check their account activity, which I could have. Been like, oh, they bought this here. I'm going to go up there. You know, I'm not that creepy.
Well, that's stock.
Oh, yeah, you're not that bad.
I'm not that creepy.
This is amazing, by the way. We're supposed to be doing.
How are we supposed to do baseball picks under these
I don't think we can
circumstances?
anymore. I think we gotta push it. You guys never did it? Well, I mean,
no, Skraby, we didn't. We didn't
Really? Okay. Like you work at a bank, you're looking at people's account information?
That's
unbelievable.
It only happened for a little bit, and then I got in trouble.
for a little bit.
I can't stop laughing at this because it is quite hilarious, Skraby.
But you were saying that I may have gotten robbed or whatever. I actually did get robbed when I worked in San Francisco, and they're called quick change artists.
How long did you work in the banking industry?
8 years. I was a teller supervisor when I finished. I was also the merchant teller, which took in around $150,000 in cash a day. Guess what? Always balanced at the end of the day.
Yeah, I bet.
But there was a guy who walked in. He had about $5,000 in hundreds, and he handed it to me. He said, "Can I get 50s for these?" And I said, you know, it's pretty annoying that he wants
$5,000 in hundreds.
In hundreds, and he wanted $5,000 in 50s. He just wanted 50s instead of hundreds. So I had to go get it from the vault. I come back. I'm starting to count it out, and then he's like starting to ask me questions as I'm counting it out.
He's trying to
then
what did I tell you, Chris? This is what I'm talking
Hey,
about.
That window right there.
Hey, this guy was so good that no one saw it coming. But so when I started getting mad at him because I counted out the 50s, he goes, "What are you doing?" I asked for 20s. And I'm like, what? You did not ask for 20s. You asked for 50s, bro. Yeah. I had to go to the vault to get those 50s. And as I was getting all mad and talking to my boss, he took the cash off the counter and put it into this folder that he had on the thing that
the original 5,000 in hundreds.
Yeah, well, he kept going like that, and then I was so mad, I just grabbed it and I threw it in my drawer. And then he was like, "You know what? I'm out of here." And he walked out. And then at the end of the day, $3,000.
He got an extra 3 on you.
$3,000. Yeah, he got $3,000.
The thing about criminals like that, they can sniff out a mark really.
I'm not a mark.
You are 1,000%.
I was actually the bank's
dog. They got you for 3 extra.
And that's the only time in my 8 years that I ever had anything happen like that.
I'm sure there are people who've been there 8 years and never had 0 taken.
Scrap, I got a 20 here. Can I get 5 5s, please?
I hate you guys.
Let's get to
that was one of the worst moments of my life. But you know what? It taught me a lot. Never trust anyone ever again.
You know what? You definitely have learned because you don't trust very many people.
I don't trust anyone anymore.
You are.
I actually got in trouble once when I worked at the bank for looking up a celebrity, and it was totally wrong on my part. Totally wrong.
Looking up their account number?
Just I searched her name in the account system, and
Skraby, what is wrong with you?
I was like 19.
You'd be better off.
You would
be better. You'd be better off admitting that you wore your underwear inside out. Frankly,
This guy is just searching up people's accounts.
It only happened that one time because I got caught.
Oh, how did you get caught?
The account was flagged, and anybody taking a look at it gets logged, and so I got called into the boss's office like 3 days
What
later.
did that come? I'm sorry, I gotta ask, but nobody's supposed to be doing this preview. What did that conversation? How did it go?
Well, why were you looking up Paris Hilton? Is that who it was?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Oh my!
I can neither confirm. That's really funny, Chris, that you just yelled out that name out of all names.
No,
but I walked in. I got called into the office, and I sat down.
gosh.
And all my boss. I loved her. She was great. Her name was Sharon. Amazing boss. She just slid the piece of paper in front of me.
You knew
said,
what time
"Did you
it was."
visit this?"
Okay, I'm back. I'm back.
You can relax again, Scrape. Basketball season has come to a bit of a premature end.
A what?
Premature.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it could be pronounced either way.
Okay.
I've heard it premature or premature.
Oh, I didn't hear the "ma" in it. I thought. Anyway, go for it.
Yes. Obviously, back in town. Wasn't expecting to be. But, sports, everybody's asked me. I've got a lot of texts and things from friends and people and, who know that the women's basketball team had an incredible season and were hardly beaten all year and just, no way they were going to lose to Air Force in the first round of their conference tournament. And what happened? What happened? How did that happen? What happened? Oh, my God. And I honestly can answer it in one word. Sports happened. And that's how I look at it.
They didn't play terribly?
They really didn't. They didn't play great. They didn't play their best game. Obviously, if they play their best game, they're going to win. They're a better team. But they had a day where they didn't play great. And Air Force, a team that I've seen twice during the season when the Aztecs beat them by 17 and 18 points, Air Force played 10 miles over their head. And once they started feeling it a little bit, the underdog gains confidence the longer. When you have an underdog against a big favorite, the longer the game stays close, the underdog starts to build some belief and the favorite starts to build some doubt.
Yeah.
That is how upsets happen. Almost every upset I've ever seen, but especially basketball because of the nature of the way the game is played. You see the one team start to feel like, you know what, maybe we can do this. And you see Fairleigh Dickinson start running around like we can do this.
Dickinson.
And then you see Purdue going, oh my God, we could lose.
And they start playing tight.
It's a little tight. You don't even know you're playing tight. You just aren't as free and easy. That's exactly what happened. So to me, it was sports. Air Force played a great game. The Aztecs did not play a great game. The only thing that makes me feel a little better for me and for the kids on this team is that they got to experience the highest of highs last year. Pretty much the same team.
Yeah.
This year they get the lowest of lows. So that's my definition of sports.
And that
it
also
gives you
fuels.
these kinds. Yeah, it might fuel you for the future, but you never know anything anymore now, especially in college sports with the transferring and the portals and the comings and goings and all of the NILs. College sports is a lot different, but anyway, I'm back. I'm glad to be back. Let's go. Let's start talking let's start making some overreactions on baseball, Skrabe. I thought
we've been doing that forever.
Right. I've been looking forward to kind of getting back to that. I saw Nick Castellanos went 0 for 3 today. Now he was on the show, interview Sammy did, but I'm pretty sure that 0 for 3 signals the fact that that's not going to work. Jackson.
That doesn't tell you that he had a long out.
Doesn't matter.
Loud out to right field.
0 for 3. That's going to be a failure. Jackson Merrill's batting leadoff now. So obviously Craig Stammen is going to bat Jackson Merrill leadoff or Jake Cronenworth leadoff or Xander Bogaerts leadoff. It's just funny to me that every little thing that happens in spring training. How many times have we said this? Spring training doesn't mean anything except to players like Ty France, players like Bryce Johnson, players like even Castellanos,
Romeo Sanabria.
Yeah, Sanabria has made his statement. He's not going to make the team this year, but he's at least shown up on the radar. Nick Schnell has shown up on the radar, but the rest of it just doesn't mean anything. But we think it does. And of course, Fernando batted leadoff and hit a grand slam, which means that he should be batting leadoff for the Padres. And I will counter that very quickly by saying, if he bats leadoff for the Padres, probably not going to get very many shots at grand slams.
Yes, can we stop
this?
It's
a different lineup. It's a different lineup entirely.
Thank you.
The Dominican Republic has guys hitting 7, 8, 9 that are like borderline Hall of Fame players. The Padres 7, 8, 9 aren't borderline Hall of Fame players. So to me, if you're going to make the commitment that you want Fernando in a place to drive in some more runs, then, and that seems to be what Stammen wants to do, let's make that commitment and let's see how it looks. But, the fans are analytical. They've figured it all out. And Fernando has to bat leadoff. We'll see. Opening day is 2.5 weeks away. Randy Vasquez finally gave up a couple of runs today. I don't think it's even remotely ironic that he gave up a couple of walks today. And when you give up walks, you get in trouble. A couple of hits, now 2 runs are in. If you walk none today, you probably don't give up any runs. And Randy Vasquez has been great. His command has been great. So I'm not ready to take away the number 4 job from him because he gave up 2 runs today. The number 5 job, the more I keep thinking about this, Skraby, Marquez actually had a good outing.
He did.
But I'm starting to believe Walker Buehler is the guy they want to have it.
Now, Sam and I, Kevin AC wrote an article about all the different roster and
there are some of those. Those are some of the factors. But
there's some opt-outs for Walker Buehler if they don't name him to the opening day roster, and Marquez has to accept an assignment to the minor leagues, and if he doesn't accept the assignment, he's able to determine whether or not he goes to the minor leagues or not.
Well, he's not going to go to the minor leagues. A guy at this stature, at this stage of his career.
Here's what I was thinking.
Maybe just release him and pay him the money.
Maybe,
wouldn't you?
Yeah, he's not making crazy amounts of money, but I don't think they want to eat that right now. But what I do think is, why don't they save him for the second half of the season?
Well, you'd have to put him on the roster then.
He's already on the 40-man.
I know, but he's not. I can't imagine Marquez is going to say, "Yeah, I'd be happy to pitch in El Paso." Guy's like a former all-star. He's been in the league 10 years.
I know.
To me, the best you might be able to get, if you really want Buehler to have the 5 spot, and I believe they do, then I think the best you sit down with Marquez and you say, you know what, we're going to start with you as the long guy. We're going to start, with you as a, 6th guy when we need it.
Totally see that.
And keep him on the active.
See how Walker Buehler does.
The 12th or 13th guy. So Marquez is there in case Buehler stumbles, in case, who knows, maybe Joe Musgrove, goes 4 or 5 innings and needs to rest his next start because he's still working his way back. Maybe Michael King needs the same thing. And then Michael King's another question because I know he gave up, his ERA's over 8.
He was working on some things.
He'll be the I'm just telling you all right now, Michael King will be the 1 millionth Major League Baseball pitcher this year to have an ERA over 8 in spring training and then come out and throw darts the first time he starts. This happens all the time. And people, go into the panic mode. I'm not panicked at all about Michael King. So anyway, Padres did lose today, if you're wondering, 4-1 to the Rangers. The RBI today was nobody. They didn't get an RBI today.
Was it a walk? Bases loaded walk.
Well, that's an RBI. So
I guess it is.
They didn't even get that.
So was it an error?
I'm assuming somebody came in on an error. Yes. So let's see if you want to be official. Yes, Jackson scored on an error.
Okay.
By the right fielder Martinez. Evidently, whoever Martinez is for Texas, he botched a fly ball. That's how the Padres got their run.
It's not how you make a team, Chris.
Not going to help old Martinez out, whoever he is.
Martinez.
Yeah, good old Martinez took a hit to his chances today. So that's the Padre news. There's a lot of news today. I want to get to this in the next segment.
Is it the NFL?
It is.
Okay. Can we save this for when Tony gets here? Are you talking Tua?
Yeah, but I can't wait.
Okay.
When is Tony going to be here? Do we know?
I'm not sure. So you're right. Go ahead.
The reason I want to get to it now is because you and me, but mostly me and Adam, just had about a 15-minute, one of the meanest text exchanges of all time. I'm the one being blamed for being mad. So I want to go through our text exchange, and I want people to hear, or just, I want people to take a look at what was written back and forth. I started it basically this morning, right, by saying, I hear the Falcons are interested in Tua. And then you came back not much longer and said, yep, they're signing him.
Yep.
And so that kind of kicked off our text exchange.
I told the listeners about this because my watch was like going crazy with you guys.
Well, I couldn't even keep up with him. I was typing one thing and he was sending one and then writing another one and then sending another one and then writing, all while I was trying to type one. So anyway,
Chris is a one-hand typer.
Yeah, one finger. One finger. And I usually make mistakes, so I got to go back over and get it corrected. But yeah, obviously I'm a Dolphin fan. They lose Tua. Adam is a Falcon fan. They acquire Tua today. That's among the moves. We'll also break down, once Tony gets in, we'll talk more about some of the other moves. I mean, you're 49ers today.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're happy or not. I couldn't tell by your reaction to Mike Evans and the potential maybe.
Giving a guy with a iffy hamstring $60 million is always a risky thing.
It's a lot of money, man. It's a lot of money. So we'll talk about the football, but there's other baseball things to talk about. The Phillies have extended Luzardo to
Yes, they have, yes.
They're going to be keeping him, which is important because they lost Ranger Suarez in the offseason. And then Skubal is not going to pitch anymore in the WBC. I heard you talking to Sammy right at the end before I came on. Oh, can I do all right before I go out, remind me I gotta say one thing.
Okay.
I talked to you guys, I heard you guys talking about whether Stammen should care about the WBC.
Yeah.
And he does sound pretty dismissive, I must say.
Thank you.
Sounds a little almost too dismissive.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's like how what do you think of Fernando hitting a grand slam? Well, he hit a grand slam, that's great.
Yeah, I there's no reason not to say, hey, I'm happy for him. That's good. He doesn't have to dismiss it. So I'm a little surprised to hear him being so dismissive of that. But whatever. The WCB continues tonight, right? The big game is coming up in an hour.
Mexico
U.S. and Mexico.
USA, Paul Skeens.
This is the biggest game in the history of Mexico baseball. And I know we have a lot of people that listen right south of the border here.
Yeah.
So for them, this is huge. I don't know that the U.S. puts the same importance on it. But you know what I like it to is I like it to when we play somebody like Brazil in soccer. We think it's the greatest thing ever. Brazil just thinks it's another game. Well, this is the opposite tonight. To us, it's another game. To Mexico, it's a chance to really, come up with something.
Hey, it's not another game for me.
No, but you know what I mean. In general,
I got my red, white, and blue paint ready to go.
All right.
I do know in general what you're saying.
Yes, good for you. WBC will have that. A lot of other stories. The football is crazy today. If you just tuned in, it's free agent signings and guys moving and big name, some pretty big names. So we'll discuss those. Tony will be with us soon. I'm Chris Ello. Skraby's over there. And I have to say, before we go out to break.
Yeah.
Big Country is my guy.
Oh, yeah, I know him.
You know him?
Yeah, he messages me. He's a bus driver, right?
The bus driver.
Yeah.
He gave us a ride from the airport today and back to school before I came here. And he goes, yeah, you're going to have to hurry up. I hear Skraby's talking about you coming back. So he's driving the bus, listening to us.
He's also on the chat sometimes.
And you.
Yeah.
And he's a big fan.
Yes, he is.
And I get to meet him. I've met him before, but I've not ever given him a shout out before. But I love you, Big Country. You are just what we need, man.
Yeah.
A big-time fan who's just a fun guy.
Totally.
And I appreciate the ride today. So there, I got
he
that.
sometimes gets to drive the Padres too, so he gets to see.
Big Country's
Tony.
a pretty well-known bus driver in town.
He must be a good one.
He's
a very good one.
He's solid. I saw.
You guys didn't tip over. That was the thing that happened every day last week.
No, everything was smooth on the way back from the airport today, except for the traffic.
You missed my rant last Thursday on the speeding driver. That knocked over the semi.
Yes.
It was a rant where I kind of lost my mind. I called everyone idiots.
I don't blame you on this, Skrabe. You know how strongly I feel about this, and I'm going to be honest with you. I am so angry at the whole Myles Garrett thing.
Still?
Yes. Oh, absolutely. I saw a picture of him the other day online, and it said top sack guy in the NFL last year, and it listed, and there was Myles Garrett, and he's on the front, and we all love Myles Garrett. This is along your lines. Myles Garrett is got to be the most uncaring human being on the planet to be able to drive over 100 miles an hour and be cited 9 times in the last several years and continue to do it and put other lives at risk. That is such a huge problem that I have. I think you bringing this up, I get you, man. I'm with you 100% on this guy last week who's driving like an idiot. The truck ends up jackknifing, and I don't think anyone was actually hurt except for the 1 million residents of San Diego who all were inconvenienced because of this traffic pileup because this one idiot had to drive like that.
Yeah.
So I get you. I get you so much.
Yeah, we all did. I was thinking about that over the weekend too, the Myles Garrett thing. This is a bad look for the NFL. Why is the NFL just kind of taking a sidestep to this whole thing? Because if Myles Garrett does indeed ever kill someone while he's driving fast, everybody's gonna be like, this dude got caught speeding 9 times.
Yeah,
and you never stopped him.
Yeah, where were you?
I don't know why the NFL is just kind of standing by on that. 9 times is crazy.
I mean, honestly,
I've had like 3 tickets in my life.
How mad should we be if he was caught 3 times and he was still speeding every time?
But 9?
9 times.
And he's getting help by being written up over 100 miles or below 100 miles
an hour.
They're
saving him, which is maybe not doing him a favor. Maybe they should write him up for what he is so that he faces more charges. It's just what I don't like is the fawning over a guy like Myles Garrett.
I'm with you.
There's just no reason to be fawning over this person.
I'm with you.
All right, Gwynn and Chris, we're rolling. I'm rolling.
You are fired up.
Well, you got to hear the text exchange between me, Adam, and Skraby trying to make Peacemaker.
I was
on the Tua thing. You'll get a kick out of it. It's coming up.
From
Happy days to you out there. If you just tuned in, drive safely, chill. You get home when you get home, and we'll help take you there. But there are a lot of NFL news and notes. Oats, I love that. Remember that? Odd Thomas's
NBA
it's
right here.
news and Oats. Listen to this.
Still have it on the computer.
I love this.
Odd Thomas's NBA news and
That's all I need to know.
This is baby.
That's Skraby at his finest
When
back
did
in the very early days of this show.
Oh man, I
you
was
just
great.
put that together, and we came up with it. We wanted to get Odd Thomas to be more part of the show, so we let him look up a bunch of NBA notes, and you threw that open together. And it's
Man, remember those days when we had people that worked with us?
It's resonated with me, that open.
I
So-
put that open in, Chris, just so you know. I put that open in on February 19th, 2020. And just after that,
man, that was
when
the end
everybody
that was the end of the world.
We barely got to use the open.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
Yeah, I remember
6 years ago today, Rudy Gobert had the press conference.
The March 9th. Okay. Was it March 20th, I think, was the day of demarcation, though, where they
I'm not
shut
100%
down the
sure about
NBA,
that.
shut down everything. Anyway, I don't want to relive it again. I do remember that the night that they ended the world, Braden in our softball game hit a grand slam.
Oh.
And for the longest time, the joke was, Braden's not going to hit a grand slam until the world comes to an end, and it did. So
that is kind of funny and ironic.
Yeah. So, but anyway, let's not relive that. Here's the NFL news. It's as you said. Tua was released by the Dolphins. Falcons couldn't wait. They picked him up before the ink was dry. So,
he was out of a job for maybe 10 seconds.
Yeah. And that's what I want to discuss. And you're going to hear the text chain that me and Adam had where it got pretty heated. And by the way, Adam, I love you. It was just a funny tweet. It was a funny, heated exchange. So I'm looking forward to everyone else getting in on it. I think the bigger news of the day is Kenneth Walker, the Super Bowl MVP, joining the Chiefs.
Yep.
I think everybody thinks with him going now and Mahomes, forget it. It's all over. You know what? I cannot root for the Chiefs ever again until they do something with Rashee Rice. I just can't. I can't. I don't know what they're going to do or if they're going to do anything. But for them to continue to stand behind that loser of a human being, just difficult for me. And I'm such a fan of Andy Reid and what the Chiefs have done, and respect what they've done, but I don't respect them in this whole Rashee Rice situation. Mike Evans, he goes to the San Francisco 49ers, and I think you're right, Skraby, $60 million for a guy that pretty gimpy last year, but if he's healthy, isn't he better than anybody they have by quite a wide margin?
Yeah, let me think.
I mean,
he is.
I mean, he's certainly more stable than Juwan Jennings. I know.
Are you talking about mentally stable?
Yeah, right. I know Juwan Jennings is a pretty good player sometimes, but that guy's a whack job. So
I really
don't know
hope
what he's going to do.
I really hope Juwan Jennings doesn't go elsewhere, but it seems like he's going to go elsewhere.
It's going to be somebody else's problem.
But yeah, if he's healthy, the Mike Evans they have is their best receiver.
Mike Evans has had an incredibly good career, and as you say. Were telling us earlier, I'm a little worried because he's kind of an aging guy. He's past his prime. And then Tony came back actually on the text and said, well, that's what they said about Randy Moss.
Yeah. And he's right.
He's right, but is Mike Evans Randy Moss? Randy Moss is one of the greatest players in the history of the NFL.
I think Mike Evans'
position
talent level right now is probably better than what Randy Moss's was when he was with the 49ers. Randy Moss, this was his he may have gone one other place after the 49ers.
No, but I'm talking about Randy Moss when the Patriots picked him up.
Oh, yeah.
Was at the end of his career. He'd been at the Raiders. He wasn't even running patterns. He would just stand on the...
Tony was talking about the 49ers.
No, he's talking about the Randy Moss that went to the Patriots.
Oh,
and
that's
maybe,
not the same guy.
But he's thinking maybe you'll get him with Mike Evans. And I'm thinking I don't think so because Mike Evans isn't as good as
Randy
Randy
Moss. And then I'm
Moss.
thinking over here, he's talking about the Super Bowl year with Randy Moss on the team.
No, he's talking about... but anyway... Big move for John Lynch. You're worried about it. There's some talk about maybe Jalen Carter going there too.
Yeah, there's some rumors that
Some
Jalen
rumors to
Carter
that
might
effect?
be traded by the 49ers. Also, here's something about Trent Williams. He's going to hold out again, Chris. This is the third year in a row. He's due like $30-something million, and it's not good enough for him. Like, I'm done with this guy.
Those things get old. Those
I'm
get
done
old.
with it. And so the rumor is that the Chiefs are going to immediately try to trade for him.
Chiefs are loading up, man. They Patrick Mahomes' salary next year, I believe, is going to be 5 cents. He's just giving it all away so that they can win the championship again.
And to be fair to, I don't remember who, but other teams have done this season. So everybody,
I
got a message.
To do it.
I got a message saying you always pick on the Chiefs, and you never mention when other teams do it. I just did.
It's a smart thing to do. Why wouldn't you? Tom Brady is regarded as the greatest quarterback in the history of the sport. One of the reasons he is because he gave up half his salary every year so they could keep bringing in good players. He did it his whole career.
Yeah.
If he hadn't have done that, he probably wouldn't have won 7 Super Bowls. He might have won 3.
True.
All right, here's our exchange on the Tua thing. Skraby says this afternoon, seems like a done deal for Tua and the Falcons. Adam Klug says, swell. Now, that got me thinking that Adam wasn't really that excited about it.
No, yeah, you're right.
Okay? Like, he didn't say, yeah. No, he said, oh, God. Okay. So then a couple hours went by, and I said, seriously, what could the Falcons see in Tua? I honestly thought he would border on not getting picked up by anyone. This is me talking.
Yeah.
I said, but just the opposite. It's like the Falcons couldn't wait to sign him. Adam said, league, and I knew he was going to say this, like I predicted this, but Adam said, league minimum, Dolphins are paying him $54 million to play for us. I've heard that argument before, and that's what I said. Yeah, that's what everybody says. Same about Castellanos. Not paying him any money. What's the risk? And I say, but Tua's going to be horrible. So that's where I feel the risk comes in. And in baseball parlance, you could tell me that the Padres got a steal in Yuli Gurriel last year, and I could tell you that so what? He went 3 for 100, and they had to get rid of him. That, to me, is not smart.
I think that's where your logic goes wrong because Yuli Gurriel was at a much different place in his career than Tua.
Well, all right, I'm not comparing Yuli Gurriel to Tua.
Oh, okay, let me just say Yuli Gurriel was a flyer of all flyers.
Yeah, well, so is Tua, though. Tua is 1 hit away from his career being over. We all know this.
That's true.
He also can't move at all in the pocket anymore. He's not going to just all of a sudden get faster and more nimble.
That's true. It's true.
Here's Adam. I'm not a huge fan of this. I'm not going to sit here and make any guarantees, but we've seen plenty of reclamation projects from Baker to Darnold to Daniel Jones. $1 million carries 0 risk. And then it's on Gardner Minshew, got $8 million, blah, blah, blah. And I said, and he says, I think sports court would rule in my favor. This is Adam talking.
Oh, maybe it's a sports court.
And then he also called me bitter. And I said, there's no bitterness in my comments. I will actually appreciate what Tua did for Miami. He literally risked almost his life to play the last 2 or 3 years for the Dolphins. But here's the way I look at it. If your wife spends $200 on something you do not need and you're never going to use, but she tells you that she got the item for 50% off,
I might use it.
And then you say, so then my question to you is, you don't use it. It comes in your closet. You never use it. She spent $200, but she saved money. Is that a smart purchase by your wife? Because wives think that's really smart. Look how much money I saved. I'm like, you didn't say, you spent money to save money. So I don't see it. And this is my argument. And Adam says, the Falcons need a quarterback, et cetera. I don't want to read this whole thing, but he's all same old thing. And he's like, come on, Chris, like you got to agree with me. And I said, fine. If he comes in and goes 0-4, filling in for Michael Penix, do you still think it's a good move? Adam says, yes. Okay. If that's what his thinking is as a Falcon fan, that we signed in a quarterback who's just going to fill a spot and lose 4 games, then I can't argue with you. But that is my argument. Why do you spend any money on something that we know is going to be a failure?
Because I think that there's the quarterback position in the NFL is so difficult and the talent level might not all be there, that Tua is way better than any backup out there.
Okay. I finally said, fine, I'm wrong. I said the other 31 teams are very happy for you. And then you jumped in. Why are you so mad?
And that's when he called you bitter.
And then Adam called me bitter again. And anyway, and I just said, you think I'm mad? I'm just trying to have a discussion. We went on and on and on and on. Falcons get them.
I think you can't.
But I'm going to sit here. I'm going to keep trying to make this point until somebody out there understands what I'm trying to say, because I know what I think and I'm not getting it across. But again, to me, Nick Castellanos is a bad signing if he hits the way Yuli Gurriel did last year.
Correct.
But a lot of people say there's no risk at all.
There is a risk.
I
obviously.
feel like there's a risk.
There's a risk because you're spending time and effort on one guy.
You're spending time in at-bats.
Yeah, you're not investing it in other places in your organization.
That's what I'm thinking, and I hope Castellanos kills it, and then it's a great signing.
But the risk is worth the reward to the Padres for Nick Castellanos.
Well, if there is a reward.
Yeah. I mean, I think there will be.
Gwynn and Chris takes a break, and maybe we'll put this in the sports court this week and let Tony decide.
That would be hilarious.
More to come.
Gwynn and Chris.
Tony should be with us soon. Padre game ended a little while ago, but we'll have him for at least the final hour of the show. I'm looking forward to his input on the discussion with Tua, because I think, I've kind of put Castellanos into that same group, and I'm trying to make a point that I'm not getting across. And so we'll discuss it with Tony.
Is it a point when no one understands it?
Yeah, right. Maybe I'm the only one. I'm on an island here. I'm totally on an island, but I don't think I should be on an island. I don't want to. All right, we'll talk about it later because you got to get to your big five. You got to check traffic. Let's go there. Stop sneezing.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com. Here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by Albertsons, Vons, and Pavilions. We'll get a little busier on our roads here, guys. Got a car fire on the H Street off-ramp, northbound 805. Also hit and run accident on southbound 163 before Friars Road. It's over to the right shoulder. Also getting reports of a collision on eastbound 8 right around El Cajon Boulevard. Appears to be blocking the fast lane. Near Mesa Boulevard on-ramp to southbound 15, a collision. Also in the Fallbrook area, got a big rig fire northbound 15 at Mission Road. Not showing if lanes are blocked. Shop Vons and Albertsons for savings on family favorites right now. Jenny O, 93% lean ground turkey, 16 ounces, is $4.99 with membership where applicable. Visit Vons or Albertsons.com for more deals and ways to save. I'm Kelly Danick with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's that time of the show when we check on the latest in sports. Only the most important topics and questions are brought to light.
Stop what you're doing and listen.
These news stories will astound and amaze you. The one, the only.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
The Big Five starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
And we are broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how. We're going to get into it. We have a Tua question in here that was written way before we just talked about Tua, but it's not something we've talked about.
Okay. Number 5.
We also have Manny Machado, and we have, UConn's men's basketball coach, Dan Hurley, getting all crazy.
How is he ever in the news?
He doesn't do crazy enough things, I don't think.
He's always in the news,
He is a wild man.
His honest opinion to everything, we'll get into it, but his honest opinion to everything, what
did I do?
Right.
I don't even think I did anything.
Yeah, what?
It is crazy.
Yeah.
And then over the weekend, the Los Angeles Marathon was won by someone in the smallest margin of victory of all time.
Was it 1 second or something?
Oh, I'll tell you. It was less than that.
Less than that. That's crazy for a marathon.
That is crazy. And the time itself was also crazy.
Number 5.
But Manny Machado is once again taking heat for a 15-second video posted on Twitter.
Who?
Manny Machado. Now, it's kind of hard to hear, so I'm not going to play it, and it's in Spanish, but the translation, according to the post, said this. He was waiting for the media, Chris. He was in the dugout waiting to do his media scrum. And Manny said in Spanish, again, this is a translation from the post, "Look around, no meetings here, barely any people. They don't want to wake up early, but they'll roll up asking me questions later. Not a single person here. Don't come sweating me later." Some comments say he's a jerk.
Manny?
Some comments say he's right. What say you, Chris?
I didn't really understand his post. He was there.
He was waiting
for
media members to do his media thing, and no one showed up.
No one was there, and so he must have talked to somebody.
Yeah, someone was videoing him.
Oh, okay. So he looked at the video guy and he said, "Where is everybody?"
He just kind of like, "Hey, no one's here. I'm leaving. Don't come up to me later when you want to talk to me."
Okay.
So
I'm mixed on this one, and you know me, I'm not usually mixed. I get it because he's Manny. I'm not, and he's a high profile athlete. I put Bryce Harper, I put Manny, I put quarterbacks in there, I put all-star type people in there. They are in demand so often that it's got to get to the point where they're like, I just want a little piece. And so when they do create a little time for the media, and the media just doesn't take advantage of it, and like in this case, I almost think he's got a right to say, well, don't ask me later, because this is all I can do. But on the other side, I'd like to see Manny always be gracious with his time and always be pleasant to other people that are trying to do their jobs. But so that's where I'm mixed. That's where I'm going to come down. I hate to be mixed, but I have to be. Some athletes are just that way. They're just terrific all the time, and they will go out of their way for other people. They understand people have a job to do, and they try to help them do their job. Manny doesn't strike me as, that kind of guy. So
I'm usually split, but
Okay.
I'm not.
Oh,
I
you're
think
not.
he's totally in the right here. Manny
You're totally
is.
right. Okay.
I think he's totally in the right because this is the media's job. He had his mandatory media thing, and then they will come up to him later and they'll get in his face about questions. Like Manny, there's one thing about Manny that we've learned over the years is he respects the media when he knows that you work hard and you do your thing.
Yes.
He does respect the media for that. He doesn't like it when people show up once a year and then ask him a tough question, which I understand. In this case, where the heck is the media?
I don't know where they were that time.
It was too early in the morning. Like that, apparently it was early morning. You should be there, media. Do your job. Your job is to be there and talk to the Dominican Republic players.
There's also a lot of really, really crappy people in the media, I hate to tell you, that just have no business now, especially with a
Correct.
blog or you have a this or a that. And for the Mannies and the Fernandos, and I'll be honest with you, Stacey Terry Hudson got a couple of just
bad questions,
stupid questions after they lost.
Like, how
And
does it feel to lose or something?
whatever, yeah. And she's too classy to get into it with somebody, but you just lost. You're feeling like crap, and somebody asks you something stupid. I get it now when coach says, that's just really a bad question. So they have to deal with that for sure.
It's like what Bryce Harper said. That's a clown question, bro.
Clown question, yeah.
Yeah. People love to hate Manny online.
But they do.
They really do.
Yeah, well, you know what? If you want to hate him online, why don't you spend like 3 minutes and just watch the back-to-back plays he made behind third base the other night and tell me you hate that.
Yeah, you can't. Well, actually, Sam did find some detractors. Sam said he saw some people being like, oh, he just did that he didn't need to do all that. It's like he got him by a half a step. Come on.
No, there's four. You can't please some people.
No, you cannot. With the next Summer Olympics just 2 years away in LA, Bryce Harper talked about how he feels about the Olympics versus the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah, I've been fighting for LA 28 for a long time. I think my whole career I've been trying to get, something started or something coming up. Obviously the WBC has been great, but it's not the Olympics, right? That's no disrespect to WBC or anything, but everybody knows that when the Olympics are on, everybody's watching. Don't matter what sport it is. It could be the most random sport, and it's got, all the fans watching it. So I'm hoping, LA 28 happens. I'm hoping the next CBA agreement, something can happen where.
All right. In the interest of time.
Thanks, Bryce. Thanks for all you're doing to help the agreement come to a completion. Yeah, I really hope something can get done. Hey, Bryce, would you be willing to give up $5 off your contract? Absolutely not.
No, never. So this will likely create some sort of need for a 2 or 3 week break in the middle of the MLB season. So I'm up first. Do you think MLB would ever take a 2 or 3 week break for the Olympics? No, I don't. And this is why I think this is either they play with some of the replacement players while these guys are gone, or you have to take time off. And then you're missing games. Where are they going to make up those games? When does the World Series now end? Unfortunately, the Olympics is just smack dab in the worst time possible for a baseball season. I don't think this is going to happen. Chris?
I don't know what is going to happen, but I know that I do not care about Olympic baseball.
That's another thing.
I don't care about Olympic golf. I don't care about Olympic soccer. Sports that have worldwide competitions already don't need to do them again in the Olympics.
I kind of agree.
There is no worldwide luge competition. So, this is the one I'm going to watch.
It's not very popular.
Right. I'm going to watch it because that's what it is. I don't need to see a baseball competition. I'm looking at one right now.
Yeah.
And the soccer's the same thing. They get the World Cup, then a month later they did the Olympics. Like, wait a minute, what do we care about?
Yeah, that is a lot.
So that's my thing.
I can only, get so up for
so many
country
things.
pride.
Yeah.
Once every 3 or 4 years. Okay.
Yeah, I don't see it there.
I don't see it either.
Number 3.
Give me softball in the Olympics. They don't have a worldwide competition.
Did they not have it last time?
I'm sure they do, but I'm just saying that I'm going to watch.
Because Bryce said, they watch all the sports that no one really cares about. Yeah, I could see you play baseball anytime, so I'm probably not watching baseball. I'm probably going to go watch the
it's one of my lower...
The kayakers.
Yeah, it's a low on my totem pole there.
All right, it's official. Dolphins are releasing quarterback Tua Tagovailoa. Miami still owes him $54 million, fully guaranteed this season, minus the offsets from a minimum deal elsewhere.
That's crazy.
He's going to carry a $99.2 million dead cap, meaning, Chris,
yes,
the Dolphins paid about $123 million for 1 extra year of Tua.
Yeah.
Looking back, did the Dolphins have a choice in paying him?
Not a whole lot. I know people are changing the history right now, and they're blaming the organization for being the stupidest organization ever. But I can tell you, when he was up for a contract, they had no other options. They were right there kind of in contention because of Tua, and they had to pay him or the entire fan base would have revolted. Now the whole fan base is saying they're stupid. But it was the fan base and the media in Miami that was all over Stephen Ross. Said, you are the cheapest, you know what, if you don't...
Son of a gun.
Right, if you don't re-up on Tua. Now he's the stupidest because he did do it.
Yeah,
so there's a lot
no
of revisionist history there.
No winning.
There truly is.
I agree. They had no choice.
Quarterbacks cost just way too much money. I mean, Malik Willis... Yeah, we could talk about whether he's going to be good for the Dolphins or not. I have no idea. Probably has a lot to do with who's around him. But they just gave him $67 million for 6 starts in the NFL.
But it was a 3-year deal?
Yeah, but...
So what is that, 20-something million? That is a discount for a quarterback in the NFL.
I get it. I know. But he's got $45 million guaranteed. He's made 6 starts in his career. And most of them were at the end of seasons.
Well, he filled in for Jordan Love when
he looked okay, but 6 games is not worth $67 million in my mind. But that's what you have to pay if you want somebody.
If you're going to go sign him to be your, I mean, that just tells me he is the Dolphins quarterback.
I hope that those Packer guys know what the hell they're doing, because it's what we got: a Packer coach, Packer
I didn't
GM.
even think about it.
Yeah, we got a Packer coach, Packer GM, Packer quarterback.
Why do they keep doing this Packers?
It's all Packers.
Come on.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Vince Lombardi is going to be the next coach of the Dolphins, I hear. They're going to resurrect him.
All right. We may finish the Big Five. We may not, but Tony will join us on the other side. 97.3 The Fan.
Oh, don't forget, coming up at the bottom of this hour, 5:35, we'll announce today's biggest fan. Chance to qualify for a night in the Odyssey Suite at a future Padres game. We'll all be there. Spiro's Mediterranean Cuisine will be there. Register your name if you haven't already at 973thefansd.com/biggest-fan. And you do that, your name could be called one of these days or nights. They do announce a biggest fan 3 times a day. I know we talk about it on our show at 5:35, but they have once in the morning with what are those guys' names? You know, Ben and Woods.
What are those
I'm just
guys'
kidding.
names?
Ben and Woods, and then in the afternoon with Braden. So there's 3 chances to win every day, not just on our show. As we continue here from the Bill House Studios, where we know how, we welcome in Mr. Tony Gwynn Jr., who was at the ball game, obviously, today in Peoria. The Padres fell to the Rangers 4-1. How are you today on this fine day, sir?
I am doing well, gentlemen. Just another day at the ballpark.
Another day closer to opening day. I mean, I can say
True
it that
that.
way, but we still got the World Baseball Classic. What are you thinking so far? Fernando hit a grand slam. Manny made the 2 plays of the year. Do you enjoy the World Baseball Classic, Tony? Are you ensconced in this? We're bringing it up because Craig Stammen seemed a tad dismissive about it today when he was asked about Fernando's grand slam. He wasn't certainly mean or, confrontational about it, but he just kind of said, yeah, so good. I'm glad he hit a grand slam. Next. So it was very
I was there.
Oh,
That
you were
wasn't-
there. Okay,
that
well, good.
wasn't-
Then give us
that wasn't-
the context. Give us the context.
I think he hadn't seen any of it. I think
okay.
at the time that he was being told that Fernando had hit a grand slam, so he didn't see it with his own eye. I think he was asked if he knew it, and then kind of went from there. He's excited that they're swinging the bat
good.
where they are, for sure.
Well, Fernando's batting leadoff, and of course, with the grand slam today, that is, all of the analytic folks here in town have said, that proves my point. They all say.
I can't wait for him not to hit leadoff. It's gonna be it's gonna be hilarious.
And we're gonna just have to take the brunt of it for the first 2 weeks of the season.
Why?
You guys didn't want him. He went 0 for 3. If he was batting leadoff, it'd be so much better.
We wouldn't even be making the decisions. I'm just saying, he may not hit leadoff.
I think there's a better chance that he won't hit leadoff than he will, but we'll see. Randy Vasquez gave up a couple today. I don't think that's any reason for alarm, Tony. And where do you stand on the Walker Buehler and Germán Marquez and this 5 spot? I don't know. I'm trying to read into stuff, and I shouldn't be, but what I'm trying to read into tells me that Walker Buehler might be the guy they'd really like to see win that role. Maybe they can talk Marquez into being a long guy, which gives them kind of a 6th starter if they need it. Do you think I'm anywhere close with that possibility?
Why do you feel like that? Is what you said that
that I'm thinking that they want to go with Buehler. I just think that Buehler, to me, feels like Buehler's the upside guy that I just get the sense. Nobody said anything that makes me think that. Yeah, it's just my own opinion. Just kind of Buehler is, I think, and this has nothing to do with it, but I think the fans kind of like Buehler in this spot. I don't think the fans like Marquez very much. They remember him getting rocked with the Rockies, but I think Marquez can be a very valuable guy. I don't think you can get him to agree to go to the minor leagues, which is another option. So
let's put all of that.
Yeah, let's put it all together.
Let's put all of that aside. Let's forget what everybody else is feeling. Let's just go off what we've seen so far.
Okay.
Who do you think between, just say, Marquez and Buehler has thrown the ball better?
Well, Marquez, bounced back pretty nicely.
Marquez had one bad one, but he also had one really good one.
Right, he looked good.
Buehler's only had the one so far.
Yeah. I was encouraged by the Buehler one. I want to see one more that it's at least of that ilk, and then I'm ready to turn him over the job. But I also want Marquez to be there in case. I'm being greedy. I don't know that I can do that.
I think they're going to have a lot of in cases, honestly, when it's
Okay.
all said and done.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, no, I mean, man, there's so many intriguing. I mean, Kyle Hart has looked magnificent.
Okay.
And
It's another country heard from.
He's a very interesting piece, especially considering the way he's thrown the ball.
It's also left-handed, which always adds a little bit.
So a guy who can do both. He can go long. He can start for you. You already know that.
Yeah.
I think the Marquez thing is, I'm sure that they would like for that to be the case, but they don't know. They don't know how he's going to fit in that role. But he threw the ball really well his last time out.
Yeah.
And so, listen, we're starting to get that kind of next time through for some of these guys, and you start to kind of see it piece together.
Is Logan Gillespie just pitching well for the hell of it, or could he just knock them all out of the race?
That's
crazy, right?
You could throw him in the Kyle Hart bucket as well. I mean, he's thrown the ball well, and Greg Stammen has mentioned him by name at least once in his press scrums. And that doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it does say that there's definitely some conversations being had about how well he's throwing the ball.
This is going to really be tough. I'm kind of I'm jokingly saying this, but if I'm Craig Stammen, I'm kind of mad at AJ now. You brought in so many people that I don't know what the hell to do.
This is a good problem.
I know, but I'm going to have to say no to somebody. Like I'm going to have to knock on Ty France's door and send him packing, or somebody else. Somebody's got to go.
Ty, listen, everybody is swinging the bat.
I know. Well. Ty should be on the team right now, I think, but
Ty is swinging the bat well. I mean, listen, they got some time to kind of sort this out. And, these things always find a way to kind of iron themselves out. They always do. It never, very rarely will spring training end and all of these things still be happening. Like somebody's going to fade off. Someone's going to excel even more. And, that's just going to be kind of how it goes. This is a good problem to have right now.
I know it is. But it's also not easy because I was almost happy that Sungmun Song kind of tweaked something, because that would allow them to put him on the injured list and basically keep another player, right? It's almost a good thing. I don't want anyone hurt, but if he's on the injured list, that opens up a spot to give Ty France 2 or 3 weeks to show what he can do. And then when Song comes back, you make a decision there, but you don't have to make it right away. Of course, I keep throwing Ty France in because I'm rooting for him so hard. Maybe they're thinking of somebody else entirely, but there's really not a lot of spots open, Tony. There's only 4 bench spots. Skraby and I talked about this the other day when you were, at a game, but I mean, you got Camposano's got to be one of your bench guys because he's the backup catcher. I would think Castellanos is a favorite to get one. I think Bryce Johnson is still, very much a guy you want in there. So I don't know, Ty France anyway. Glad I don't have to decide.
I'm excited about the offense. I really am. I think it's got a chance to be elite.
Was it the 14 runs yesterday, or like the 27?
The 27
No, it's not. It's not even that. Like, there ain't no cheapies happening and sometimes they're outs, but they're hitting the ball hard right now. There's and I know it's I'm assuming it's something that he has, and when I say he, I mean Steven Souza Jr. has said to the rest of them, because he said it to me that was one of the things they wanted to clean up was controlling the zone, attacking the zone, and they've done such a good job. Gavin's first at bat yesterday was like it was like a painting in spring training. Like, how you want to have an at bat in spring training when you're working on stuff is how he kind of executed it. You know what I'm saying? Like, hit that homer I don't think Gavin swung yesterday at anything that wasn't a strike. It didn't mean he got a hit every time, but he only swung at good hitters' pitches, or if there was 2 strikes, there were a couple where they were like pitcher's strikes that he had to protect. And he either fouled some of those off, but nonetheless, everybody's having those type of is doing that type of damage when they're hitting.
Tariq Skubal, you're on notice, pal. Coming after you.
And not to mention what Toddy looked like right before he left, and then what he's looked like in the WBC.
Can we also just give Manny at least a little nod? Skraby said that there were people even like critical of Manny's incredible plays the other day, the back-to-back backhand play.
What was the critique?
Exactly. Ask Skraby, because I couldn't believe this.
This is third-person reporting because Sam Levitt told me that some people were complaining that
Sam under the bus, huh?
that he was he didn't need to do that.
They were saying Manny was Cadillacing it to make it look like he was making a great play.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God.
I've never, Manny, I didn't realize how polarizing he is throughout the world of baseball.
He really is.
Because, Tony, did you see him at the media thing the other day when no one showed up and he was like, hey, don't come talk to me later?
Yeah.
It's like the comment section is either he's a jerk or, hey, he's right here. It's like
there's no middle ground.
I mean, listen, the thing about Manny is he going to call out? He gonna call out stuff like that, and he's right. Like y'all, nobody's showing up to do the 8:00 game, huh? You guys go wait until after. Come out with us.
Yeah. Because we said it also earlier that Manny appreciates reporters who work hard, who post, and these guys didn't post, and Manny called them out.
Listen, I don't know exactly how that went down. I know we got to see that clip. I don't know what the breakdown was. There might have been more to it, but if that was the case, I understood what he was saying. I understood where he was coming from.
Well, I don't care what anybody says. If you can't watch those 2 plays and find some appreciation in them, you better look yourself in the mirror.
You're a hater. You're just a hater. That's it.
That's what it is.
Those 2 plays, the second one especially. How do you throw the ball like that, Tony? And Vladimir Guerrero was just like blown away on the other end.
Just laughing because it was so ridiculous.
Blown away. He's never seen anything like that. No one has.
I mean, we're weird. We are weird as a society sometimes. We like hate things that are like dope like this. I mean, come on, like no one's. How would he? What was he supposed to do? Like
I don't know.
Put his
get
foot
over
in the
there
ground
quicker.
and like,
yeah, right. Get over there quicker and be in front of the ball. And shouldn't have. I don't know what people. I just want to point out to everybody that the man who made those 2 plays, as 2 back-to-back, as good a plays as I don't know any of us have ever seen, back-to-back from third baseman, has won exactly 0 Gold Gloves as a third baseman.
That is crazy.
It drives me crazy, but I will argue that one probably
till the day you die.
In vain. Yes, until the day I die.
It's definitely in vain.
I know, because they won't give him one. He wasn't even, Tony, he wasn't even a finalist. That guy is not a finalist. Really. Please.
Well, it's because he doesn't need to make it look that cool.
God.
So
yeah, I just don't know what people are thinking. All right, Gwynn and Chris takes a break. I got to get Tony in on this Tua, the signing by the Falcons.
Tony. I was just called Tony Tua.
Tony Tua.
Chris and Adam.
We had
about a 45-minute text string that I was on that was like adversarial.
Yeah.
They were like not happy with each other.
I was on the bus coming home from the airport. I think he was at home. If we had been in the same room, we would have gone to blows.
Can we might as well go to 18, man. We already 5:15.
Okay.
I have to say I heard you guys' Olympic take.
You don't agree with our Olympic take.
You fully agreed with both of us.
We did agree with us. Oh, okay.
No, I don't agree with you guys.
Oh, you don't agree? Stop it, Skraby.
At all. I have heard that Major League Baseball wants to They want this to happen. Like and they think they can fit it.
The Olympics you're talking about.
The Olympics in the All-Star break. It falls in line with that time frame.
Yeah.
And so
Okay.
I think from a player standpoint, they would probably prefer. I mean, if you're going to do it, why wouldn't it be in the middle of the season when you're already fully, immersed in a season? You're less likely to have, injuries as you would if it was the beginning or maybe at the back end. So it sounds like the only thing that could change it is if it sounds like this is going to happen, but it'll be kind of a trial run. I think this WBC is another good reason that it's happening because, as barring no injuries happening, I don't see that Olympic thing not happening.
Interesting.
All right. So if you don't see that, if you do see the Olympic thing happening, I'm asking you this. In Major League Baseball in our lifetime, Tony, have an in-season tournament like the NBA has. Will baseball ever try to do something like that?
Oh, no. I think the WBC is like their
version.
Well, you know what? Let me never say never. I mean, I can't. We got a damn computer calling strikes now. So I would have never have thought that.
That is true. What about the Ghost Runner?
Right. The Ghost Runner was the stupidest thing I've ever heard of.
I mean,
when it
Ghost
happened.
Runner was like Runner was like when we were kids and there were only 3 people.
Man on second.
Needed Ghost Runners.
Man on second. But Anthony, get into this house. Hang on, Dad. We're putting a Ghost Runner at second base, trying to get the game over.
But that too also came to fruition. We were doing that in Major League Baseball. So listen, I don't know. Maybe they do try to. I don't know that it would ever happen. There's too many games in.
Well, I think the Olympics are going to be tough to squeeze in. But if you think they can find a way, I know for a fact the players want to play in that. I don't know that I want to watch it.
You will though.
I don't know. I don't watch
Let's go ahead. Mark it right now. When the Olympics come, Chris will be watching one of those games.
I will not. I'm going to be turning over to the auxiliary Olympic channel and going to watch the 20-kilometer walk.
Yeah, sure you will.
Much
you know what I
more
can imagine
interesting.
Chris saying coming in one day? You know what? I think this Olympic baseball is really good.
No, I won't.
100%.
I'll remember what I
100%.
said. All right, now we can take a
100%.
break. But Tony gets in on the Tua controversy, and we also hear what he thinks about your 49ers making the big Mike Evans move as the NFL free agency kicks off in style today. More Gwynn and Chris coming up.
From the 855 Kent Ross Traffic Center.
5:25 is the time. Chris Ello, Tony Gwynn Jr. in Peoria. Skraby, you and I are going to finally be down there soon. When is
Next
that
week.
coming up?
Next Wednesday,
week.
we leave
My
after
goodness.
the show.
We leave after the show Wednesday.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Drive all night.
Yes.
Really?
And then drive all night back on Friday night.
Okay.
Are you unhappy with this? This is what we do every year.
I thought we were going to leave morning time.
On Wednesday?
Yeah.
Oh, no. We still got to do a show, Chris.
We're doing our show from here, the Bill House Studios, where we know how, on
Correct.
Wednesday.
Good, nice job. Yes,
And
correct.
then we'll be at the Peoria location Thursday and Friday.
That was kind of smooth.
That was very smooth.
Where we'll have to send Tony in to get our drinks in the cafeteria for us.
Yes.
All right.
And that's not going to happen, by the way.
I know. We're not going to put him in that awkward position.
You know, Sam Levitt is...
How does Sammy do in the cafeteria? Does he have access or
I
no?
don't think he goes to the cafeteria.
He doesn't go in?
No. No, but he needs to come home because he was very he was very what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
He was just not angry, but he was on edge.
Today.
Yeah. And I don't know why. But he scolded me because we came into the show and I said I didn't want to talk about his weekend. I want to talk about Nick Pivetta, and he was like, "What are we gonna do? Just go right into it? Jeez, okay."
Yeah, good. I'm glad he scolded you there.
Oh, come on. All right. Anyway, go ahead.
That cheer
Chris.
you just heard rise up south of the border was Cal Raleigh striking out with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Mexico, USA, no score. Going to the second. All right, we're going to have some more time in the next segment, Tony, so I'll kind of wait on it. But just in general, a lot of moves today. Kenneth Walker to the Chiefs. That seems like a really big deal.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, you got the Super Bowl MVP going to a team that's already usually pretty good. Mike Evans to the 49ers. I think, we have a special connection to that move. Skraby's a little bit wondering about what John Lynch is thinking. And as I told you earlier, Skraby, relax, man. John Lynch already signed Eberflus. I mean, you're having a good offseason. So
I think they're going to use him like that, like they use Randy.
They used Randy. I thought you meant
See, I
like
told
the
you.
Patriots used Randy when he came late in his career.
No, it was the 49ers. I knew what you were saying.
Okay.
Chris took it a different way.
I did. So what did they do with Randy when he was with the 49ers?
Just a big old decoy.
Yeah. I mean, he not only was he. I don't know if they're going to use him exactly like that because Randy was more ridiculous. But Mike Evans, he can still go up and get the football. I mean, I didn't see too much of a fall off when he was healthy, and so I think that's a valuable piece to have. It's not necessarily your deep threat, but he can catch the ball still.
He can definitely. And if his hamstring is fine, I think this is a good signing for them. But I'm really worried about that hamstring.
Boy, are you ever.
Is that what you're worried about? So
Yeah.
you're not even worried about him being old. I thought you was worried about that. You
Well,
worried about
that's-
his hamstring?
How are you
hamstring
not
and
worried
old go
about
into the
Brock
same-
Purdy's every injury that he has?
I'm not worried about Brock. He's a
why
young guy.
not?
He's a young guy.
He gets hurt though.
Gets hurt every 5 minutes.
He does not get hurt. That's your former quarterback.
It's Adam's problem now. All
Okay,
right.
so let me hear about this. What
Well,
we
I'm
got
going to
with
give
the-
it to
the
you when we
Tua?
come back because it's too long. But
Okay.
Tua's left the Dolphins. He's now a Falcon. Also want to get your thoughts on Malik Willis being the new Dolphin quarterback and some of this other free agent stuff, Tony. But you definitely need to get in on this Chris versus Adam battle earlier today. So stick around. More Gwynn and Chris ahead.
From the first pitch of the year to the biggest games down the stretch.
Happy Hour is brought to you by GL Pools. They are the company trusted by thousands of San Diegans to keep their pools sparkling, swim ready, and expertly maintained. Call GL Pools now. Say, radio.
Radio.
Get a free month of service if you do that. Gwynn and Chris, 97.3 The Fan, 5:36 the time. Time to congratulate today's biggest fan, Nick Brooks of Carlsbad. Nick Brooks. Going to spell that one out. Everybody knows how that one works. Give us a call within the next 10 minutes, 833-288-0973. Nick, you'll qualify for the grand prize. 20 tickets for you and your buddies. Night in the Odyssey Suite at Padres Baseball. All of us will be there. So will Spiro's Mediterranean Cuisine. Remember, the rest of you, register your name at 973thefan.sd.com/biggest fan. All right. Football moves that were made. Michael Valenzuela, our
boss.
Who's that?
Our boss.
Who's
Well,
that? Our boss.
I was trying to come up with his title. Market manager.
There you go.
Just sent me a text, said, Chris, are you sad?
Yeah, man, you're getting trolled by both of your bosses.
I'm getting trolled
today.
by Michael V.
That's amazing. That is hilarious.
Are
Actually.
you sad? I think it was the way you read it. That had to be.
Well, that's where Chris and I are working on something. It's called tone text or text tone.
Well, this is why our text exchange with Adam got out of control.
It did get out of control.
Let's check traffic, and then I'll read you some of this.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com. Here's Kelly Danick.
Kind of nice driving home in the daylight for the first time in months, right, guys? Just don't let that sun hit you in the eyes. We have numerous problems out here. Southbound side of the 5 past Imperial, 2-vehicle accident over the right shoulder. Then near the border, South 5 before Community La Plaza, accident blocking the 2 right lanes. Emergency crews on scene. Eastbound King Freeway past the 805, a collision over the right shoulder. We also have an accident on westbound King Freeway on the Euclid Avenue off-ramp. And still clearing this accident near Mesa Boulevard on-ramp to southbound 15. I'm Kelly Danick with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
All right, so the whole thing went down today. If you're just tuned in, I don't know if it's the biggest news of the day. I think Kenneth Walker, honestly, signing with the Chiefs is bigger. But
that's been very quiet, though.
Yeah, that's been much more, not talked about nearly as much. Tua was released by the Dolphins at like 10 o'clock today. And it seemed to me like at 10:05, he was already an Atlanta Falcon. Like the Falcons just could not wait. And so obviously with Adam, the Falcon fan, myself, Skraby in the mix, we got a little text chain going on this. And I finally wrote this afternoon to kind of start it all off, Tony. And what I wrote was, seriously, what could the Falcons see in Tua? And I said, I honestly thought he would border on not even getting picked up by anyone. Because I was thinking about that. Like, where would he go if no one even offers him something? But just the opposite. As it turned out, the Falcons couldn't wait to sign him. Well, Adam jumped right back in and he said, well, league minimum. The Dolphins are paying him all this money to play for us. And that's when I came back and said, well, yeah, that's what everybody says about Castellanos, is that there's no risk involved. And I said, but I think Tua is going to be terrible. So why would you want to sign somebody, no matter what the cost, if they're going to be terrible? And Adam went on for a long rant about how he could have had Gardner Minshew for $8 million. There's Geno Smith. There's all these great reclamation project stories from Daniel Jones to Sam Darnold. And I just think those aren't fair comparisons because those guys don't have the health issues that Tua has. But anyway, he said, I think Sports Court would rule in my favor on this.
God.
I'm showing everybody the messages on my phone.
That was the long Adam one. So
like
now
it's still going.
And he also threw in there that I was bitter at the bottom of that. And so that
I will say
that angered me that he called me bitter.
Oh yeah, he called you bitter twice.
He called me it twice. But the first time he called me bitter, I said no bitterness in my comments at all. I said I actually was happy with and appreciate what Tua did with Miami. I said he literally risked his ability to have a decent life, to play. I mean, the guy takes another smashing hit to the head I think we're all concerned about what'll happen. But then here's my thing that I said to Adam, or wrote to Adam. I said, if your wife spends $200 on something you don't need, but saves 50% off the price, is it a smart purchase? My answer to that is no. You still spent the $200. Even though you saved money, you wasted $200. My comparison is that, so what? The Falcons are spending the league minimum on Tua, but if he's terrible, it's still not a good move. And then there's another long retort from Adam here, right? Show them how long that one is, Skraby.
Yeah, I did.
It's 2 or 3 paragraphs before.
There are paragraphs.
And there's a lot of capital letters and the thing. And he goes, the Falcons are going to need a quarterback. Even, Penix may miss a couple games. And then at the bottom, he said, come on, Chris. And I finally said, okay. So if Tua comes in and goes 0-4 filling in, will that have been a smart move? And he said, yes. Now, I just disagree with that. Why would that be a smart move? You just brought somebody in who can't possibly win a game for you, even though they're cheap. And then he went on and on. Somebody has to play.
My favorite.
He goes, again, league minimum. You are very wrong on this one. This is Adam speaking. And then it was Mac Jones and what he did and everything else. And at the bottom, I just said, fine, I'm wrong. The other 31 teams are happy for you.
That's when you know that you've made Chris mad.
And then that's when Skraby said, why so mad? And then Adam said, bitter again. So here we go, Tony.
Hold on. Look at how you popping in there talking about why so bad.
Well, because
he had to stir the pot a little bit.
No, I think I had to break it up a little bit because my watch was going insane with just reply, and then Adam's like, "You're wrong, Chris," and Chris is like,
"You didn't reply to the 2 essays that
I
Adam
was
wrote.
on the air."
Yeah, he didn't apply to anything Adam said when he said I'm bitter and that I'm way wrong. But when I said, fine, you're right. Then he's
been a little
there.
traitor, dude.
Yeah, thanks for helping me out, Skraby. He's on Adam. Look, here's the bottom line, Tony. He's on Adam's side.
I'm not a traitor.
No, he's on Adam's side here.
He's always on Adam's side.
Wait, let me introduce something to the argument. Kirk Cousins was the Falcons quarterback last year, along with Michael Penix Jr. They're gonna get rid of him, but they would have had to pay him like a ton of money this year. So if they kept Kirk Cousins and paid him $20 million and he loses 4 games, that's much worse than signing Tua for league minimum and then having him lose 4 games.
But it's the same thing.
Gives you the better chance. But this is first of all, these are all hypotheticals that everybody's throwing out there.
That is true.
However, Kirk Cousins feels like he's got a better track record than Tua right now.
I can't argue it. That's a terrible bar to be set for Tua, but it's the bar.
I'm just saying.
It's pretty low.
I'm just saying. I just think Adam is being a super Atlanta Hawks fan and was like
Falcons.
And a Hawks fan.
Atlanta Falcons. Sorry, Atlanta Falcons fan, and he went into his fanatic bag that he consistently goes in.
All right, let's extend this now to Castellanos because that's a different thing entirely, but I believe it's similar in my mind. If the Padres, everybody said there's no risk to sign Castellanos. It's the same thing that Adam's saying for the Falcons, no risk in signing Tua. And I believe there is a risk in signing Castellanos to the extent that if he comes and he's not able to get the job done, that took away time from somebody else, even if it didn't monetarily cost you money, a lot of money. So I always think there's risk when you make a move. And I've always felt, and look, I'm hoping Castellanos nails it. And then look, man, the Padres are going to look golden on this play, on this whole thing. But if you bring in somebody bad and they lose for you, what does the money have to do with it? I mean, that's what I don't get in Adam's argument here.
Because if you bring in Tua for the minimum, you have barely any risk. You're not going to have to pay any dead cap.
You totally have risk. You could lose every game that he plays.
I actually don't know.
You're not risking that?
But I'm not sure what the argument that you're making is. Like,
right.
I think that when you bring in Tua for a year at like, I don't know the exact number, $750,000, then if it doesn't work out, you get rid of him. You don't have to pay any penalty. Bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah, that's true. It's not. I don't see the risk in doing it, but I just don't think Tua is going to be any good.
Okay, well, that's a whole different story.
Especially in that offense. I don't know how the Atlanta Falcon offense fits him. Then again, I don't know a whole lot about the Atlanta Falcon offense. So,
it's not very good. You know that.
Well, he immediately goes to a place with Bijan Robinson and with Drake London and Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, I hope Drake London better start working on that little wide receiver screenplay that Tua loves so much.
Do you think Drake
throwing
London
that
was
about
like
30 times a game?
Really? We got that guy?
Yeah. I don't know. The one answer that I don't get is when I ask if Tua actually plays and loses every game, is it still a good signing? And Adam said, yeah. Like, I don't get how that can be good.
It's just no penalty on
it's still not good. You didn't win.
You could cut Tua after those 4 games and barely pay any sort of penalty.
Would you rather pay for a delicious steak or spend no money on some cardboard? To me, you wasted money on the cardboard. You might as well have paid good for something good.
But then you're not able to use that cap space for other players. You're trying to build around your team. That's why Brock Purdy making no money was a really good thing for the 49ers, because they could go and spend it elsewhere. So now the Falcons can go spend it elsewhere.
All right, good for the Falcons. They got to a next stop, last place, I say. Real quick, Tony, Malik Willis to the Dolphins. What do you think of that move?
I think this got some potential. I think it's got more potential than Tua going to the Falcons.
Yeah, I think everybody'd agree with that. Probably.
Yeah, no, I think this one, this is the kid that was in Green Bay, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, Miami's becoming Green Bay South now. They got the GM, the coach, and the quarterback.
I mean, it might as well. Shoot, they having success over there. You trying to, at least they trying something. You know what I'm saying? I like it. I think it has potential to be good. I'm interested. We don't know the head coach's name. I think we've gone over this.
Hadley or Halfley.
Jeff Halfley.
Yeah, we struggled with it.
I didn't know my man from the Eagles before he took over the Eagles. So
Sirianni,
maybe it's one of those deals.
From your mouth to God's ears, Tony, that it's one of those deals.
Some chat from the comment. Dominic says Klug is in management. He has to defend management moves.
There we go.
EC Money says, I'm Team Chris Ello.
Thank you, Easy Man.
Yeah.
EC, I thought you were smart.
Dang, he hit you with the 2 essays, though.
No, it was
the longest Texas I've ever seen.
It wasn't just 2. It was like 5.
Oh my gosh.
I even had to stop down the show because my watch was going.
I told Skraby that Adam would write me a text and then I would try to write him one back. But you know me, Tony, I got the 1 finger slowdown method. So before I could write one text, Adam would send me like 5 more. Yeah.
And Chris is like, I got to erase all this and address the new
I had
point.
to address to this next thing and then to that thing. I was falling behind.
I can see Chris losing his mind.
I was.
Chris was like, no, slow down. I'm trying to make this point.
Yeah.
I can 100% see that.
I know. I know some people have it mastered where they speak their text into their phones. I've not mastered that yet. So
my phone doesn't.
It's like it's like a 1 finger deal.
That's the next thing we're going to work on for you. But to be fair, I don't know if I know you got a new phone, but I don't know if that phone is going to pick up the voice.
No, my phone will pick it up. It picks it up, but it tends to get a few things wrong, so I have to read it over.
Well, no, that's everybody's though.
Oh, okay,
that's everybody's.
No, it picks it up. No, my phone picks it up. I think you guys are a little harsh on the age of my phone. I don't think it's that old. It's not brand new, but it's not.
I think what happened, Chris
old.
woke up early today, and I think he might be a little cranky.
I'm not cranky. Why do you think I'm cranky? I'm get cranky if you call me that again.
Hey, what model is your phone? Do you know?
I have no idea.
iPhone. Never mind. Chris is gonna.
Do you think he's in double? Do you think he's in double digits?
Yeah, he got a new phone since we've been here.
I thought it was there. Isn't there a place to look on it, like under settings? Doesn't it say it somewhere?
You go to settings, you go to iOS or something. And
13 was the last time they had Max, right? Where they had like the bigger, smaller version, correct?
Yes, I have a smaller phone. I don't have the bigger one. But I think it's
so you on the same level as me?
13. Yeah, because I don't think it's that bad.
Because we made him get a new phone.
You both had 13.
Okay.
Yeah, we did shame him into a new phone at some point.
Yeah. Well,
he was like, my phone can't even make phone calls. I'm like, well,
remember, he still had the button in the center that you had to like push.
Oh, I forgot about that button. What button? The iPhone had a button at the bottom that was like your menu button that you would hit.
This one?
That was that. No,
it was an actual button. Wait, do you still have a button on there?
Wait,
he does.
That ain't no 13 then.
Okay, so I don't know.
No.
Well, where do I look?
We'll find this out another day.
All right. What else is going on?
Max Crosby was traded to the Ravens.
Love that move.
Kind of disappointed in that.
Poor Raiders. They just can't do anything right.
Well,
I think the people in Las Vegas are ready to give up on them already.
The other thing is that Trent Williams, it's a rumor that the 49ers are ready to trade him. And I know what Tony's about to say.
What am I about to say?
When that guy's not on your team, it's a completely different team.
I'm just saying, not only that, but watching him on All the Smoke, he sat down, or was it a Pivot? It was one of them shows he was on. I like him. I always thought he was kind of a bully. But
he's a jokester.
I think he's definitely a jokester. He loves. It seems like he's got a lot of respect for Kyle Shanahan. Listen to him kind of describe like how much of a genius he is in terms of running play. He just and he talked about because they asked him, it's like every time they see you, you're ripping somebody's helmet off or you're throwing somebody across the. And he laughed at that. He said, honestly, those are like just I'm not like that. Like. There's usually some buildup that happens, and then once it happens, I can't control it. But I'm a jokester, is what he said. I didn't know that. I thought he was just a bully. Honestly, just nobody could do nothing about. He was like the NFL Debo.
He was like the NFL Debo. So he has 1 year left on his contract. But here's my problem with him. Every year for the past 2 years, he has held out of a contract. That he gets a new contract every year, but he keeps holding out on these contracts. He's a 38-year-old tackle who's going to be making nearly $35 million a year, and that's not good enough.
I don't care.
I don't know. He's clearly the best tackle in football. It's not even a contest.
Okay, here, let me do this.
And he knows it, and that's why he holds out.
Should the 49ers let him go before he goes downhill, before they pay him a bunch of money and he's not worth it?
If you let him go, your quarterback is toast.
I don't disagree with that. I don't.
It's just your quarterback has had the luxury of having the biggest human being
hit sometimes,
and the most athletic human being in the world guarding his back. And yes, he still gets hit from time. So can you imagine?
Yeah, I can't. You know what? I say all this now, and then if he did go, I'd be so upset, and because I love Trent Williams, but.
I know I
just hate the holdouts.
I know I can't get Tony to stay extra, but I wish we had more time to chat on this. So maybe tomorrow we'll get into it a little bit. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander tonight, if he scores 20 points, he will tie Wilt Chamberlain's all-time record for consecutive 20-point games. He's trying to do it for the 126th straight time. By comparison, the longest streak Michael Jordan ever had was 72 in a row. But SGA is getting more polarizing by the moment because, Tony, people are starting to come across to my side that he pushes off all the time. That's becoming
a foul baiter.
Yeah, the foul baiter now. There's a whole big thing. So we'll get into some of that tomorrow. But Skraby will pick it up from here. Gwynn and Chris, see you tomorrow at 2 o'clock, everybody. Enjoy the evening.